just wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. About you, I would never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. You're radiant. Why listen to what I need? Put a picture so I can see. February can't chase the days away. Yeah, away. listen to what they say. Save yourself for another day. This one's coming, it's gone to the wind again. Yeah, again. Again. Just listen and make amends. You've been down for as long as you've ever been. This way's up, but you're down again. It's just like you to pull off what you thought you couldn't think today. The lost stranger, the wonder familiar face. Broken hearts made of pieces that shake. I've had one too many of them. So now we greet. Just like snow castle, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow castle, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow castle, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow castle, oh, we drift to the
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right.
Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Do you need anything like I need you? over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? Oh, do you need? Yo, what up, people? Let's go! Friday night, motherfuckers! You do see Kermit. Dude, I gotta clean up in here at some point. It's a little messy. How we doing? Oh, Friday night. Dude, Drown is queued up next. So I'm gonna let like one verse of Drown go through while I turn my fan on. And I'll grab a frosty beverage. Dude, let's go! Oh, wait, that's not Drown. What are we doing? There it is. Here we go. Paint away day and night, 6 hearts, so I'm okay. You're alright, goodbye then if you dare. Someone new is pulling everywhere. I'm afraid to let them, not then is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pain. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, I see how it goes. Let's go. All right. Friday. Big Friday. Holy shit, dude. You know what's so crazy? Is this morning's video about Barron Trump like blew the fuck up, yo. That was crazy. I went to bed and it had like 900 views, and I woke up 6 hours later and it had like 70,000, which was like crazy. It was like the first big boomer in a while. It was pretty wild. It was pretty amazing, dude. And I missed it. I slept through it. And then it like dropped off immediately. But I do want to say this. You ready? I do want to say this because there were a couple of people that like, I don't know, there were a couple of people in the comments who were like, oh, it's clickbait because it said Barron is going to prison. But like, yo, if you see a YouTube video that says Barron is going to prison, or Don Jr. is going to prison, or Barack Obama is going to prison, you know they're not actually going to prison. Like, come on, man. Like, tell me, you can't even tell me that that's clickbait. That is like, you know, it's like clickbait if I say Barron Trump is going to prison, and then there's nothing about Barron Trump in the video. That is clickbait. Or if I say, you know, something insane happened to Barron Trump, and then I like tell you, oh, something insane happened to Barron Trump, and then I never tell you anything about Barron Trump. But like, dude, when you say on YouTube, like, it's like, come on, man. Add a question mark? Yeah, sometimes I add a question mark, but sometimes I just go for it too. You know, I usually add a question mark, and then sometimes people
But you know what's so funny though is like, here's the thing though, guys, and like, believe me when I say this, I don't like having to amplify titles like that. I don't like having to amplify titles, but like, dude, YouTubers have to amplify titles that way because of the viewers, guys. We have to do it because of the viewers. Like somebody in a comment said, you should have titled it Barron may go to prison. But like, yo, if I title a video like something bad may happen to Trump, nobody will click on that shit, dude. Nobody. And you know what else though is crazy? Here's what else is wild though, guys, is I do the AB, like YouTube allows us to test titles. So every video, I do 3 titles, and then YouTube runs with the one that performs the best. So, like, if you see a title you ever don't like, know that YouTube picked it, all right? Dude, it's so funny. Dude, I think I saw somebody, did somebody say that their fucking daughter died? Like, are you shitting me? I swear to you, I think I saw something. Did someone have a family member pass away? Like, are you shitting me? Oh my God. That's so crazy. That is like, man, I'm sorry you're going through that. That shit is gnarly, guys. That is like a parent's like worst nightmare. Really sorry about that. Yeah, big love. Sorry you're going through that. But yeah, it's intense. It's intense, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. And like, you know, the thing that's really all hell breaks loose. Yes. Dude, the thing though that's crazy about that is, it was Backbone's friend. Got you. Oh, Backbone's friend's daughter. Okay. Got it. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. That's rough. But so what I wanted to say though is interesting is like, right? Oh, your daughter died 11 years ago? Oh, okay. Well, now I'm really confused because I thought somebody's daughter died like today. Oh, got you. One of Backbone's friend's daughters died, and 𝗙ecie was like relating to it because someone's sister died, but you were relating to it because your daughter died. Got it. 11 years ago. Okay. Now I'm up on it. Yeah. I mean, dude, losing a kid is just really tough. And like, there's 2 things that get me, guys. Okay. There's 2 fucking things that get me. Number 1 that gets me is a parent losing a kid, obviously. And number 2 that gets me are like young kids losing a parent, right? Not when they're like 2 years old, but when they're like 10 years old, when they're just not really old enough to comprehend what's going on. Dude, that shit fucks me up. Like, I remember when Bryce was in grade school, a couple kids at his school had their parents die. And then one of them was his friend's dad, who was one of my friends. Like, we used to go get the boys together and go have food and shit. And it fucked me up so hard that when his wife called me and invited me to his wake, I didn't even go to the wake. Like, I couldn't go to the wake because I was so discombobulated by the fact that he died. And it was like really fast. He found out he had stomach cancer and he was just gone like that. Dude, it fucked me up. It was my first like close friend, like person in my circle to die of cancer too. And that shit fucked me up. Right. And yeah, it was pretty wild. Yeah, that shit is tough, man. It's tough. And though, I also like, can I share something with you real quick, guys? I want to share a story about British Columbia. Okay. Nelson, BC. Okay. I'm going to do this fast, but this is in honor of the people who lost loved ones. Okay. In the 90s, at the height of my drug addiction, okay, the first round of my drug addiction, when I was shooting speed, I I was fucking roadieing for a friend of mine's band who he was the guy that went on to be in Crazy Town. And we went to Nelson, BC to record an album with his band. I was roadieing for them. We were all fucked up. We got there, the band ran out of speed. Nobody in Nelson does speed. They're all hippies. So the band like passed out. I was still awake. I ended up going out with the Nelson people. And Nelson is pretty crazy. It sits on a geode in a mountain. There's a lot of like astral plane believing kind of, you know, a lot of new age hippies, okay, out there. Well, I went into town and that night they were having a wake for a young girl who was like 20 who died. And you know what they did, guys? It blew my fucking mind. I had taken some acid. I went out with these Nelsonites. We went to this like Canadian Legion Hall and nobody cried. Nobody fucking cried. You know what they did? They brought like pictures of her. They brought like her favorite record, her favorite things. They built a shrine up this wall to her. They had multiple kegs and they told stories about her. And they danced and they laughed and they all like gave thanks for the time they had with her. And it fucking blew my mind, guys. And it was amazing because you know what's funny, guys? We don't know that death is the end. We don't know. I mean, you know what the universal law says, matter can neither be created nor destroyed. So like our energy goes somewhere. And like, you know, the end of this life may very well be the start of like the next amazing leg of the journey. And we, I don't know, it's weird because we are really hurt by the loss, but I think it's important for us to stay in touch with the gift, okay? And if you know, sometimes it's hard to see the gift if you've only had the person for 5 years or 10 years and it's tragic and the tragedy hurts and there is loss, but there's also a gift. Like we all got a gift of being in that person's life for a while. And it was really crazy to see that. It like blew my mind. And in fact, that trip planted the seeds of my sobriety because that like seeing them celebrate the gift of this person made me realize that there's value in living a life not self-destructive. And at the time I was very like, you know, I was shooting up speed and I was really damaged. And I did meet this wizard Merlin looking guy named Wayne Kramer who came down off the mountain. And I recorded some of my music while the band was passed out. And he heard my music and he said to me something that blew my mind. He said, you know, with my confidence and your talent, we could make $1 million. He like totally outed my lack of confidence. I actually went back from Nelson after that trip and I stopped using needles a very short time after that because of that trip. That fucking trip like blew my mind. It really was the foundational like journey to me getting sober. And my friend Rust, whose band I went to roadie for, who then went on to become an international star in the band Crazy Town, he died of a drug overdose at like 32, okay, after his other band got signed to V2 Records. So like it was weird. I went to Nelson, I got the message, I survived. You know, my friend Russ went to Nelson, he did not get the message. And he died really young. He died the day that my fucking CDs came out in 2004, man. Isn't that crazy? It's just like, you know, you just don't know. We just don't know, you know? So now I try to meet death with like sadness and joy, you know, right? I try to meet death with sadness and joy. You hung out with Crazy Town once? Let's go. Yeah, I wonder, Blackout, if that was before or after Rust got kicked out of the band. Because Rust did get kicked out of the band, unfortunately. He was a mess. And then his band Rust and the Superheroes got signed to V2. My friend Bob rejoined them, but then Russ like fired everybody and he moved to Vegas and he started a version of his band with a bunch of drug addicts. And he was in Vegas, so he was out of the reach of the record label. They could only contact him by phone. And then he didn't make it, you know, which is too bad, right? Because I got a lot from the guy, you know. But not everybody's gonna make it, you know. Not everybody makes it. But I definitely carried the torch for Rust. You know, like I feel like him not making it helped me make it. And you know, that it's weird how it works like that. You know, I definitely though went through a period where I lost a lot of people through either drugs or unaliving. It was like one of the two, man. You know, there was like I don't know, man. There was like a 10-year period where in my mid 20s to my mid 30s where like a lot of people, it seemed like unaliving and drug overdoses or heart attacks or some other health complication due to like drug abuse, like claimed a lot of people really fast. You know what I mean? Moderation is the secret to long life. It is like, it's like some people you can't moderate. You know what I mean? Like it's interesting because different personalities respond differently. Like I have learned a thing about moderation because I can't moderate, but what I have learned is I have learned to remove, you know, I've gotten free of the addictions that will kill me. Okay. And then I have found a way to moderate in the extremes by going all the way out here and then running all the way out there. And I'm able to moderate because some people just have personality differences. Like some people are addicts and addicts can't really moderate. You have to just learn how to use your extremes. You know, you have to find balance, right? You can still find balance even if you can't moderate. I definitely have done that. But yeah, man. So I don't know, man. I mean, dude, loss and life. All right, so that was a serious like intro, but maybe we needed that. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of chaos going on right now. A lot of loss, you know. Now, can we lose Trump? We wish. But we are going to talk about Trump. We do have a banger show, guys. I'm not going to do a super late one because I have Fortnite tomorrow. I'm going to try and get 2 videos done before I go to bed. But here's what we're looking at, okay? We're looking at number 1. We are going to look at Donald Trump at the White House Correspondents' Dinner because, of course, he was being a douche and being a degenerate. And, man, I had a moment today where I really saw him in a crystal clear light, and it really, I don't know, it really made me realize that he's not as dangerous of an opponent as we think he is. Okay, I had a moment where I looked at him and I'm like, wow, this guy's really weak. So we're going to look at that. We are going to look at Sophie Cunningham because as it will turn out, her little anti-trans thing was kind of just about the grift, of course. And now some information has come out and she does look like a full-blown MAGA. We are going to look at that Jack Reacher clip because I think that is really important to look at. This guy really calling out Trump and some of the reaction to that. And you ready? Last but not least, dude, some new details have come to light in the Andrew Tate case, guys. Like, dude, the more I find out about the Tate case, the more I am like, what is going on exactly? Okay, because what I found out today is that the Trump, you know why Andrew Tate didn't get bail, guys? It's because of the Trump DOJ. The Trump DOJ fought to prevent the Tate brothers from getting bail. They are like actively fighting to put these guys away. It's wild. Something is up, guys. I am so, something is up. And the MAGA influencers are flipping the fuck out. Dude, they're flipping the fuck out. So I don't know if there is some kind of underground deal going on, but some shit is going down. So that's our show today, guys. You know, they don't want them to talk? I guess. But what do you think's going to happen, guys? I mean, think about this with the Tate thing. Because there was another guy, okay, one of Epstein's associates and Jean-Luc Brunel's associates who just died in jail, right, in France. Wasn't it like a week ago? Do you think the Tates are going to like go on trial? You think they're going to get put in jail in the UK and like something's going to happen? Right? No, it wasn't Jean-Luc. It was one of Jean-Luc's associates that died like 2 weeks ago, dude. It was, right? It was this guy, Daniel Syed. This guy died fucking, right? 5 days ago. Model scout who connected women to Epstein found dead in France. Dude, this literally just fucking happened, bro. It happened in the past week. Daniel Syed, who was found dead on Monday, repeatedly introduced Jeffrey Epstein to younger women, according to messages he exchanged with Epstein. He denied wrongdoing, okay? And he was, so he wasn't in jail yet, but they were reopening the case and they were about to fucking question him because France is like reopening this case. They were about to question him and they found him dead in his house near Paris. This was last week, right? So, he was one of the people, he was named in February as one of the people that they were going to question. And they, 24 women had fucking talked about shit related to him. And then he was like, you know, I'm trying to sort of stay out of it and shit. And then literally Jean-Luc Brunel died 4 years ago, but this guy, you know, was dead, right? There were a couple women that came forward. This guy found dead in his house just 5 days ago, right? Isn't that nuts? So, guys, this could be the Tates, right? This could be the Tates. Maybe they end up in, you know, some prison in the UK. Something happens. People are like saying, sounds good. Oh, shit. I mean, let me just tell you this, guys. Something is up, okay? Something is up with the Tate Trump thing. Everyone in Trump land is snubbing these guys. 1 year ago, nobody was snubbing them, okay? 1 year ago, Grenell was helping them, you know, get out of Romania. It was looking like everybody was using this narrative of the charges have been, you know, trumped up by Romania. It's false. They're innocent. They've been living the life. Okay. And then all of a sudden the UK charges come up, which granted the UK charges are very real. They, you know, if you've listened to any of Andrew Tate's material, you know that they fled the UK and you know it was because of underage girls. Okay, so these charges in the UK are serious, but I'm telling you, man, they all have turned on them. Very much so. Very much like door slamming just complete like who? Tate who? We were never even close to this guy. It's really strange, guys. Okay? It is really strange. Let's go ahead and start and look at this while we're on it. Okay? Because what do we have here? Here was the piece of information. Okay? Now, first off, they're crying. Look at this. Dude, they're saying, "Oh, they're not feeding us. Oh, they're not feeding us. Oh, I lost 6 pounds. Oh, boo-boo." Dude, they're in 𝗙cie, which is the special housing unit. They're in the wing of the jail. Okay, they're in the wing of the jail that Epstein was in. He was held in 𝗙cie. Okay, the SHU, it's a special housing unit for big flight risk, high profile, because they can't put these guys in general pop. Okay, if they put Tate in general pop, he would probably get roughed up for being a woman beater. They would not take kindly to these clowns. Okay, he would not be, do well in general pop at all. So they're crying about like, "Oh, they're not feeding us." But dude, here's the bombshell, okay, about this, guys. This is the bombshell. Look at this. The U.S. DOJ is formally requesting that they be detained without bond. I repeat, the U.S. DOJ, Trump's DOJ, okay? Tyson Duva is the guy handling the case. Trump's DOJ filed a document with the court saying these guys are flight risks. We think they should be held without bond for the duration of the case. That's insane, okay? That, to me, that's just insane. The DOJ argued they cannot overcome the presumption against bail in the international extradition cases. So they are, right? Dude, they're requesting that 𝗙𝗎𝗓𝗏, they're requesting that 𝗙𝗎𝗓𝗏, like, not have bail. And guys, to me, that's just mind-blowing, okay? That is mind-blowing because it's really weird that they just slammed the door. These guys are definitely the sacrificial lambs, okay? They are absolutely the sacrificial lambs. The Trump admin, everyone in their circle, everyone in power is turning on these guys, which I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why is it. And that might be it. That might be it. Like, guys, let's remember Barron and the UK woman. Remember that incident with Barron Trump? Let's find this. Dude, let's go. Dude, we're feeling better now, Elf. Let's go, baby. Oh, dude, let me get that dance party goal going. Dude, how are you, Elf? I'm a little bummed that the Mariners fucking lost. Dude, the Mariners, dude, man, Bizzardo just keeps fucking dropping the game, dude. He gave up a multiple run homer again. Dude, he keeps choking, bro. Yeah, no, Bradshaw. The same thing. Yeah, Aiden Ross, as far as I know, has been mute. Okay, so remember this, okay? Something went on here with this guy, right? With 𝗏𝗡𝗍 𝗏𝗏𝗏. He assaulted a woman and then Barron Trump said he witnessed the attack in a video call. Okay, he got 4 years in prison. A Russian man was jailed. When was this? How long ago was this? This was, a couple months ago, right? A couple months ago that he was put in jail. But wasn't it like last year? Kind of disappointed with your cubbies? Let's go. Dude, I feel that, boss. So Trump, now 19. So it was January of last year. Okay. He told UK police in an emergency call, I'm calling from the US. I just got a call from a girl. She's getting beat up. This was happening about 8 minutes ago. I just figured out how to call someone. It's really an emergency. So presumably what happened was there's a woman in the UK getting beaten up by a Russian guy. And in the middle of her being beaten up by a Russian guy, she calls Barron fucking Trump. And Barron Trump calls back to the UK. And then they collect this Russian guy. And then the Russian guy goes to prison for 4 years. Now, that's a very bizarre series of events. Right? So maybe I don't know what that could be, but that could have been, I mean, guys, it could very well have been Barron doing something with Russia. Okay. Barron meeting somebody, like doing some business with Russia, with a girl being an intermediary. And then the deal goes bad because Barron's not there. The guy starts beating the fuck out of her. I mean, this could be there could be 1,000 things to this, but it is weird. Okay. Joshua Barron was not there. Okay. Barron was here in the US, right? He was here. She called from the UK to the US, Barron, I'm being attacked. And he called the UK. Dude, right? So is this related? Is this related? Was there something going on in the UK? And the UK, I mean, has something on Barron. And then Trump's like, well, I hear you have some interest in Andrew Tate. Right? How about we give you Andrew Tate? How do you feel about that? And they're like, Barron who? Dude, I don't know, man. All right, let's ask the AI, shall we? I'm going to ask the AI. Hold on. Give me 1 sec here. All right. Dude, it's weird. Elf says, I haven't really watched the NBA since Jordan left the Bulls, but LeBron going to the 76ers blows my mind. Dude, LeBron should have come to Portland. Okay? All right, so let's ask the AI. So he remotely witnessed an assault via FaceTime video call. So a young woman living in London with her on and off boyfriend. Okay, so it was her boyfriend. So she's living in London with this guy, and they had been drinking, and he was jealous after seeing her. Like, this is their story. He was jealous about her being in contact with Barron Trump. And then during a FaceTime interaction, right? While he was FaceTiming with her, this guy came in and started beating her. And then he filmed her to humiliate her. And then Barron called the UK. Okay. So that's what he did. And then he said he met her on social media and that the details of how they knew each other did not matter. So this is interesting too, because I guess when he called the UK and was trying to report it, they were probing him for, how do you know this girl? And he was like, how I know her doesn't matter. She's being abused. Totally normal stuff. Yeah, 𝗙Punk, right? And then this guy was sentenced to several years in prison. But guys, this, okay, Barron Trump, the Trumps, and Russian people, they have a long history. So something about this is definitely fishy. Something goes on. There's some shit going on with Barron. We have this weird shit going on in the UK, whatever. And then, you know, Barron is, is this connected to Tate? I know, you see Erica, dude, she's so weird. This could be connected to Tate. Did I miss Walter? Let me get it. Dude, Walter says, Mom says hello. She says, stay awesome. She wants to get your dance party started. She's sorry she missed your last 2 shows. She's starting to eat crackle. Let's go, baby. Do vamp dance. Let's go. Oh. Yeah, man. You know, dude, this is wild. Okay? This is wild. So it was January 18th of last year. All right? So last year, right? Last year, right before the inauguration, this goes down. And a year later, they're fucking, right? A year later, they're giving up Andy, Emery Andrew. I mean, maybe, guys. All I know is this is nuts. Okay, this is nuts that Trump's DOJ, not only did Trump say emphatically, I'm not going to help. Caroline Leavitt's like he's not helping. Marco Rubio said he's not helping. And then we find out the reason they didn't get bail is because the Trump DOJ said, we don't want these guys to have bail. Dude, he has not been subpoenaed yet. Barron has not. But 𝗙cie 𝗶𝗍𝗏𝗏 is requesting that he be subpoenaed. And I'm telling you right now, guys, when we take back the House, Barron will get subpoenaed. Now, let's look at some of these other reactions, though, because this shit is crazy. All right, let's look at this. Obviously, dude, Myron Gaines has been going off on this shit. Okay, Myron Gaines made another video today, and every video he makes is like more batshit than the last. Okay, dude, this video is crazy. All right, this is crazy. The Myron Gaines video that he made today, guys, is nuts. Okay, look at this shit. In all seriousness, Barron is crazy as fuck. He is indeed. But where is it? Is it that one? Yeah. Dude, because he's going crazy, dude. Like, Myron Gaines is literally running around saying without Andrew Tate, you wouldn't even be president, Donald Trump.
The reason why we don't have Kamala Harris as a president right now is because of Andrew Tate. And you guys need to thank him, and yours truly, of course, for ensuring that. We were the ones that pushed a majority of the young men to go vote for Donald Trump. We were the ones that were able to galvanize an audience that might have voted Democrat before or might have not wanted to show up to the polls at all. We motivated those guys to get their asses up and go vote and ensure that we would take our country back from the Biden administration. Now, look, is Trump perfect? Of course not. But I'll tell you this, I'm way more glad that he's our president than fucking Kamala Harris, the moron, okay?
Dude, what the fuck,
So
bro?
someone
With the fucking like
this
creepy
and send it
shit,
to anyone in the
dude.
Trump administration. Trump would be in prison right now had it not been for guys like us sticking up for him and saying, we need to go ahead and get out there and vote, okay? Now the tables have turned, and I do think that the Trump administration owes the Tate brothers some semblance of assistance, given the fact that they were critical and instrumental to Trump's historic win, despite the fact he got shot at, despite the fact that he had been charged 4 different times. So yeah, someone clip that up and send it to anyone in the Trump administration. No one wants to say this, so I'll fucking say it. Donald Trump, you fucking owe Andrew Tate and Tristan. You owe them. I'm just going to fucking straight out say it. Other people might not want to, hear that or say it or, oh, I'll lose opportunities. Oh no, Mega's going to get mad at me. You would be in prison had it not been for these guys. As a matter of fact, to make things even crazier, he'd probably be at FDC just like Andrew and Tristan are. I told you guys this before. That classified document case was a slam dunk for the government. He would have never been able to fight that, okay? The charge was having national defense information, not classified stuff, okay? NDI, regardless of classification level, has to be treated as if it's classified. That's what fucking would have jammed up Trump. The Stormy Daniels case, BS. The Georgia Rico, BS. The Washington one might have been a little bit of overreach. But that Southern Florida charge out of Miami, that was what he 100% would have been found guilty of.
I mean, he's not wrong there. The classified documents at Mar-a-Lago was definitely going to kneecap him.
Interestingly enough, he would have been the one at FDC. So I think it's time for the Trump administration to burn a favor for the guy that moved a bunch of people to vote for you. And even your opponent and former Vice President Kamala Harris said this. So it's irrefutable that guys like him and me are a big reason that Donald Trump is in office now.
Okay, so now, dude, the hubris of did you hear what he said, though? He said, without Tate, you would be in prison, right? That is some crazy shit. Yeah, this guy is like so full of himself, right? He is so fucking full of himself. Like, what a fucking clown. But he's definitely not wrong that the classified documents case was going to be real problematic for Trump. That one was the worst because Trump was so clearly guilty and they were absolutely going to prove that he was guilty. And then Eileen Cannon got involved in all that shit. And, he got a lot of protection, ran out the clock. But the fact that this guy is like running around being like commanding Donald Trump while simultaneously Trump's DOJ is literally throwing the Tates under the bus. So something's going on, okay? Something is fucking going on. Now, every one of these guys, Charlie Kirk and all of these right-wing influencers helped Trump get elected. Okay, it was Charlie Kirk, it was these guys, it was the Tates, it was fucking the Logan and Jake Paul, it was Aiden Ross. They've all of them were involved. But it was not simply like Andrew Tate. I don't think Andrew Tate has that much influence. I don't think he was like, yeah, Joe Rogan, certainly, all of them. They all went in on helping, Trump win. But I think it's just funny that they're fucking doing this shit. Now you had Nick Fuentes went off on this too, dude. You ready? Look at this shit. Oh shit. This one is crazy too, guys. All right. Because Fuentes is like livid, bro. All of the incels. All of the incels. Here we go.
And I believe, and I think they believed, that they had some level of diplomatic protection from the United States, particularly from the Trump administration. Tate brothers have been good allies. They've been a pretty good sport to the Trump administration. And from what we've heard today, it sounds like Trump is not going to lift a finger to help them.
And in fact, not only is he not lifting a finger, they're actively denying them bail. They're actively thwarting them and like keeping them in jail.
And so we'll see what happens in this hearing, but it's not looking good. Go figure. Golden age, we have all these indictments that we were promised. And of all people, it is the Tate brothers that are getting thrown in jail. You just love to see it. That should be like the bare minimum, is that the people on our team should not be getting arrested and extradited. You would think that would be literally the bare minimum. We're not going after our enemies. We're not massively deporting illegals. We're not building a wall. There's a lot of things that are not happening. And you would think that at the minimum, the good people, the people on the winning team, the team that propelled this regime into office, would not be getting persecuted.
Dude!
In particular on behalf of the United Kingdom, which is one of the most hostile governments in the world.
Dude!
To right-wingers, conservatives, white people, however you want to cut it. And yet this is what's happening. July 2026, Andrew and Tristan Tate picked up by the Trump government, deported to the Labour government of the UK to face these ridiculous Me Too charges. It's really something.
Dude, how butthurt is he? I find this so enjoyable. Like, he is so butthurt. Oh my God, dude. Dude, think about this. Okay, think about how bad these guys got had. Hold on, let me take care of Elf here. Elf says, the only thing missing currently is Kermit, but Tommy isn't going to need the phone unless a douche is going to call. Let's go. All right, guys, 24-12, baby. But how disillusioned are these guys? Because even like Nick said, none of the shit that they promised, right? The ethnic cleansing with the mass deportations didn't happen, right? There's been no arrests. Like, who got arrested? Comey and fucking Tish James, right? You know what I'm saying? And they were in and out. No Obama, no Fauci, nobody, right? No major figure arrested whatsoever. None of them. Not a single arrest. Not a single fucking, mass deportation. Prices skyrocketed. They went to war. They went to war for Benjamin Netanyahu. They completely went to war for Benjamin Netanyahu. Okay? Bro, they didn't release the Epstein files. They didn't release shit. They've done nothing. Yeah, Jack Smith, nothing. Nothing, zero. And no Hillary, no nothing. And then in addition to all of that, failure, and not one single arrest of their chosen antagonistic enemies, the Trump admin is letting them arrest Tate. They're preventing them from getting bail, and they're going to extradite them to the country that all of these dudes hate, because the UK has the tightest, laws against speech and shit. They hate the UK, and the UK has a Muslim, right? London has a Muslim mayor. I mean, dude, literally Trump, I don't think he could do anything worse than this, right? And the suspicion of maybe Trump had something to do with Charlie Kirk. Dude, the only thing Trump could do worse than this would be if he had J.D. Vance offed and made Barack Obama his vice president. It would have to be something insane. That is insane, guys. It is brilliant. Oh my God. brilliant. Dude, he's so triggered. He is so triggered, boss. I love it. I love it. I love that these guys are getting this, dude. See, this was them last year, too. I'm going to mute it because I don't want, but this, remember? This was fucking Clavicular and Myron Gaines and Sneeko, and then it panned over, and there was Andrew Tate was there, and Nick Fuentes was there. All of the buddies, there's Fuentes, and Andrew Tate is out in the fucking crowd. They were all together, dude. Where's Andy? They were all like singing Heil Hitler and shit. There's Tristan. There's Andy. Remember? They were all in the club. Yeah. Dude, they never have women, guys. They are never with women. It is always a dick farm with these guys. These guys are GAY, right? Dude, I think they're all bisexual. They're all like pretty gay, dude. You know, if they're not aware they're gay, that's on them. Got tired of the Clinton scandal in the early 90s and this is so stupid. Yeah, dude, this shit is crazy. All right, guys, we got 8 minutes, 23 and 8. Let's secure the dance party. Purple blouse, baby. Purple blouse for all my friends. Dude, it's so funny. Bro, oh my God, dude. I love it. Dude, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love that Tate's in jail. I shit you not. And I really, he needs, right? Dude, free speech laws aren't that strict in the UK. You can't criticize Israel. No, but also though, like people, they have harassment laws in the UK. Okay, people have gone to jail for things they've said online about like attacking transgender people and shit like that. They have pretty significant like bullying laws. So if you go after individual people and shit, you can be prosecuted. And here there's not really a lot of that. But they definitely are a little more stringent over there in the UK. Europe, the same. We need better laws here. I mean, it's hard, guys, because the thing is like, we do 𝗙cie👑, thank you, boss. And Dark Woke Nate says, this is enjoyable. I need a celebratory. Paula, let's go. And you know what I'm saying? And I mean, guys, I think this is one of the challenges. There is definitely Petrazi, Pine Box, let's dance. Because I think there is a benefit. I think there is a benefit to having some type of like laws that protect people from abusive speech, especially when there's like a power dynamic or when people are targeting people. And I mean, that shit can get pretty ramped up. And especially if you're a marginalized person, that stuff can be really threatening. It can be life threatening. You know, so finding a balance, I mean, obviously it's weird because I go through this now on the social media networks and, you know, you can say pretty much anything on Twitter. You have to be careful. Like if you use the word bitch on Twitter, you have to be careful. If you use that to a woman, they can, you know, get your account locked. Okay, so there are certain rules on Twitter, but for the most part, it's like a free for all. But on TikTok, my God, dude, TikTok will censor you like right off the bat. And so finding a balance of that, where you want to prevent targeted, relentless bullying that's really harmful, but you don't want to like, you know, be arresting people for, you know, speaking their mind. you know, I think finding a balance can be hard. I do wish we had a little bit better laws about the bullying. In particular, you know, I don't like the stochastic terrorism bullying that we have, where like libs of TikTok posts a tweet about a school, and then they put all the school information on there, and then the school acquiesces to libs of TikTok because everybody's harassing the school. Dude, let's call a thing. Let's go, baby. Great commentary, dude. Thank you, boss. Let's fucking go, dude.
Big ol' bitties.
Let's fucking go, dude. Thank you. Let's call a thing a thing. Dude, let's go. All right, guys, 3 minutes. Dude, we need 19 and 3, man. If we're going to get this dance party giddy up, let's go. Here's a taste. We got 3 minutes. It's time to run and gun. I'm losing my shit. Oh. Laws are different depending on who you are. Yeah. Oh, here in the U.S. or there? Libs is higher right chick. Yes. 19, guys. Giddy up, baby. Dude, J.K. Rowling is so nasty. You know what I'm saying? Dude, J.K. Rowling. Dude, how can that woman be so nasty? And we're going to talk a little bit about the Sophie Cunningham thing in a minute. Right? We're going to try and secure this dance party. 2:45. Oh, shit. Here we go, guys. It is go time, baby. Now we're down to 19 and 2. $2 super chats or more. Qualified right is what it's called. Who is Sophie Cunningham? She's a basketball player who plays with Caitlin Clark, but did not get invited to the All-Star. As a progressive, I respect Second Amendment, but the right doesn't follow as it's written. Yeah, that's true, Elf. Dude, Aussie, shrimp on the bobby. Let's go. 2 minutes, guys. 17 and 2, baby. Oh, this is gonna be a tough go. 17 and 2. Let's go, let's go. 16, let's dance, Jilla. Let's go. 16, baby. Dude, yeah, J.K. Rowling is nasty, dude. She is nasty. We'll just let AI decide what to do about bullying. Let's go, Engrain. Dude, the Mariners, bro. What's going on? 15, guys. 15 and 1.5. Dude, let's go. Dude, AI. A1, baby. A1 will decide. 1 minute. Oh, shit. Here we go. Ooh. Ooh. Shake it like a salt shaker. Shake it, baby. Dude, I do like to shake it. Yeah, no, J.K. Rowling is pretty nasty, dude. Let's go, Super A1. Let's go, C-Punk. 40 seconds, dude. Let's go. Call a thing, dance. Dude, we're trying, boss. 13 away. 12 away. 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏, let's go. Oops, wrong button. Sorry, there we go. Dude, let's go. Dude, and Mariners ain't it right now. I know, dude. Engrain, they've been fucking collapsing. 11 away, guys. 11, 10. Let's go, C-Punk. 10 away, baby. 20 seconds. And then there were 10. Oh. Dude, here we go. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, that's right. We'll reset with 10. Dude, let's go. Dude, we'll fucking take it. Let's go. Dude, let's go. Andy Beans, let's go. Oh! All right. So, hold on. Let me reset this, and then we're going to go back and fucking look at this. None of this is normal? Yeah. No, none of it is normal. You're not wrong, Atomic. You're not wrong, dude. Dude, the world is messed up. It is. The world is messed up right now, boss. There is definitely, like, I think, guys, I've been pretty open about this when I talk about online. I believe we're experiencing a global PTSD event, guys. That's exactly what's happening. That is exactly what's happening. I'm telling you, I know it. Okay? The whole globe, we had this major scare with the pandemic that fucked people up. Like, we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know if this was going to kill like 100 million people. And people died so fast. Everybody was scared to death. You know, Trump had a meltdown. And then what happened is by the end of this thing, a whole bunch of people were denying it. Like it didn't even happen. But I think the whole world has experienced a like PTSD event from that couple of months not knowing what was going to happen. Everybody getting triggered, people losing people, being afraid they were going to die. Then we were all locked up inside for like a year. We were cut off from everyone. We got all like super like salted by the algorithms and shit. And at the same time, there was this huge wealth transfer. And then we came out of it and we don't know how to be normal anymore. And a lot of people are in denial of how scary that was and how fucked up we were by that. I mean, I remember in the beginning watching the news and hearing about like people in Italy and somebody would get a cough and they would go to the hospital and you never see them again. And people were just losing loved ones. Like the first month of that was like so scary, dude. Jenny kept a spreadsheet of the deaths and watching that shit mount, dude. It was crazy. Dude, Houston, let's go! To visit your work from home 2 years ago on fake fentanyl, Angel, Mom, and Fundner. I have many updates. Thank you. Oh, dude, Fundner. Yeah, dude, she was a weird one. Houston. Let's go, dude. Thank you, boss. I remember Ann Funder. Yes, Ann Funder, for those of you who don't know, she was the blonde woman who spoke at the Republican National Convention during the election, and she talked about her son who died of a fentanyl overdose, but she was an op. She was like a show pony that went to all of the conventions and was schmoozing her way up the Republican ladder in the party. And her kid, her and her husband had sent him to military school. Like, it was really fucked up, okay? She was messed up playing into this big thing when she was never even around. Her kid was, like, put in military school and shit. Her family, super toxic. Total show pony. 7 million cumulative death is very scary, yes. Dude, thank you so much, Houston. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we need 5 more. Let me get it going. Yeah, we haven't heard anything about her. Seriously, Mariners or Portland Pickles? I'm going Mariners. Or the Cascade, guys. You know, Portland has a girls softball team now that I'm hoping we might go to a game, right? I'm hoping we might check one out. Because there was a pitcher that I had been following a little bit, a softball pitcher from University of Oklahoma, and now she's on the Portland softball team. So I don't follow a lot of women's softball, but there was one pitcher who was like a total ass kicker. And I was like, dude, I'd see her clips on Instagram. I'm like, dude, this pitcher is amazing. And now she's playing in Portland. Isn't that weird? No, her name is Sam Landry, right? Yeah, dude, it's pretty wild, boss. So now she got traded to Portland, so she is on the Portland team. So I think we're going to go see them at some point. It's hard, though, guys. It's hard. Like, for me, liking baseball is hard. And you know why? You know why liking baseball is hard? Because I like the sport and I like to root for the players, but all the players and all the fans are like Jesus freaks, okay? So it's really hard because I don't really like any of the people. I find all of the people, like when I hear them talk about not baseball, I'm like, oh my God, I can't stand you all you're all like mentally ill. Right? Right? But I'm like, dude, I love to watch you play baseball. But then you walk out in your Jesus One shirts and you're like, you know, whatever, doing the fucking Hail Marys. And I'm like, oh, fuck, bro. Jesus, like, please, give me a fucking break. Can you come to reality for like 1 minute? Please, meet me in reality for like 1 second. Okay? It is like the most Jesus-y sport out there, guys. It's so crazy. It is like so Jesus-y. Dude, yeah, no, it's everywhere. It is just a super Jesus-y sport. So isn't that funny that I love the super Jesus-y sport? Dude, I'm when I should go to a Mariners game and wear a shirt that says fucking Christianity is a mental illness. Dude, let's go, dude. Oh, that's the one, right? All right. Dude, I want to see one more Nick Fuentes clip.
Went on a fishing expedition.
Dude, all right, we're going to watch one more Nick Fuentes clip, and then we got to go on to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Baseball is a gateway to NASCAR. Dude, see, NASCAR, though, like NASCAR are like fucking hillbillies, dude. Okay? I've been to NASCAR. I've actually gone to, we used to have a speedway here, so I've been to NASCAR. Dude, NASCAR is like, it's like hillbillies. It is, dude. NASCAR is fucking hillbillies, bro. It is like denim and fucking, right? Denim and leather pant wearing, fucking, you know, teeth missing, Leonard Skinner blaring, fucking down home, fucking hillbilly. Dude, you can't stand it. It's so boring. Yeah, but so the thing about it, so when you go to NASCAR, if you go out there, the thing about NASCAR, guys, let me tell you, let me demystify it for you. It is boring, but you know what you do when you go NASCAR? You go there to get hammered, and you go there to hook up with like country girls, okay? That's why you go to NASCAR. Everybody gets shit-faced, and they hook up, okay? You go there to meet like the girls you would find on like that farmer's dating site, right? They get hammered, and there's a lot of like drunken sex occurs at NASCAR. Farmers only, yes. Yeah, no. I mean, I would never go sober, but I went some here, and it is a party though. Like they get shitty, guys. At NASCAR, they get shitty. They drink and they do a fair amount of drugs, and they fucking party, and they camp out, and they have sex, and it is kind of like juggalos. It's a very similar culture to juggalos, except they don't like wear makeup and shit. It's more like cowboy boots and you know, that country girl vibes and shit. But yeah, it's actually pretty fun. Dude, oh, did they really? Moonshiners started NASCAR? I didn't know that. It's fun though. I mean, I had a good time. My memory of it's a little hazy, but right? But it was good times. Dude, I'm in NYC. Let's have fun when you come. Let's go. Dude, I'm going to be in NYC in a couple weeks. Elf said, I found out there's a professional pickleball league just like tennis a couple days ago. No way, dude. Dude. You know, I will say I'm actually thinking about joining maybe down the road, I might join a Masters swim team. I might go back and fucking compete in swimming again. All right, guys, 3 more. 3 away, baby. I might do that. All right, here we go. One more Nick clip, then I'm moving on. Guys, I don't know about you, but I have to say I am very much enjoying Andrew Tate being arrested. Okay? I am. Like, him being arrested and watching all these incel fuckers get like twisted into knots, and watching people like Myron Gaines and shit get all like, oh my God, what's going on? And like the powerlessness that they all feel, and having Trump be like, fuck this guy, and they don't know what to do about it. Like, they can't imagine a world where Andrew Tate is just in prison. It's like so enjoyable because those guys are so bad. Okay. Andrew Tate is so toxic. He is so rapey. He is so misogynist, and such a, he's deeply involved in criminal behavior, in like, underground, like sex trafficking, abusing of women, laundering money. You know that they're like laundering drug money and sex trafficking money and shit like that. And they're so arrogant. Okay. They're such arrogant pricks, like flaunting their wealth and running around, what color's my Bugatti? Right? They think they're so fucking hot shit. And so them ending up in fucking prison would just be like, dude, it's beautiful. I mean, I'm on Twitter and I'm getting into people's replies and just being like, whoa, you guys are so sad. All right, here we go. Here's a clip. Let's see what we got.
They went on a fishing expedition. The UK government declared them a national security threat. The UK and probably the Biden administration determined that Andrew and Tristan Tate were too right-wing and too popular, especially with young men, too viral, not controlled.
The Biden admin.
And so they went looking. They went looking and they said, what do we have on these guys? What can we use against them? How can we get these guys?
Now, by the way, again, I'm not going to go into all the details, but Andrew has been very clear that they fled the UK because of rape charges and camming an underage girl.
That's always how they do it. Anybody the regime doesn't like, they just go looking for stuff. They go on a fishing expedition. They're just looking for things to charge them with. And we all know Andrew and Tristan Tate were involved in that business.
That business.
With cam girls and pornography, and I don't approve of that. I think that's wicked. I think it's evil. I think it's wrong.
But.
And we can say that what they did was wrong, and we could say that what they did was wicked, and we could say that they're involved in an industry which is pure evil.
But they're so good for men, right? Dude, what is this reasoning? We can say that everything about them is evil and bad, but they're really good guys. They're really good for men. Dude, fun nerd cousin started gambling 911 website. She was in 2006 lingerie line bowl. She was with General Flynn the night before she faked the death. Let's go. The night before, are you saying she faked her kid's death, bro? Let's go. You should put links in the Discord, boss. We'll fucking look into that shit. Dude, she faked the kid's death? Oh, shit.
But also recognize that this is a politically motivated prosecution, which, by the way, is selectively enforced. People want to say, well, they're degenerate pornographers. Certainly that was true at one time. But let's be honest. This country is filled with degenerate pornographers. Do you see the head of OnlyFans being dragged away in handcuffs? Do you see the head of Pornhub and MindGeek? Are they being dragged away in handcuffs?
I mean, if they were graping women, I think they would.
Arguably, and I think this is just being honest, Elon Musk has become one of the #1 purveyors of pornography. Under his leadership, the X platform probably is one of the #1 porn sites on the internet.
I mean, dude, that's not wrong. And guys, I've often thought that was funny, right? Dude, Tate brothers are very degenerate. They are. But I have often thought it's funny about when you see all the people on Twitter, all the Christians who are talking about, oh, how immoral people are, and it's like, yo, you're on Twitter. Like, kids are seeing like sex on Twitter all the time, right? You Christian pastors are like preaching to your flock on a fucking porn site. Now, again, I don't have a problem with pornography being on Twitter. I don't. I like that, right? I do have a problem with Christians being on Twitter talking about morality. Because, like, yo, you're on a porn site. You're literally, like, reaching out to your, you know, right, your parishioners on the porn site. Dude, come on.
Probably bigger than Pornhub, maybe even bigger than OnlyFans at this point. How much pornography is on X? Does anybody say that Elon Musk is a pornographer that belongs in jail and so on and so forth? No, nobody even talks about that. For some reason, nobody even mentions that. So if you...
I mean, we do know that Elon should be in jail for deep fakes, for Grok, AI, and nudity, and he should be in jail for lying about Epstein, because we know he probably went to the island too.
Passed a law that said anybody that does or ever did make pornography is going to jail. Okay, then they should go to jail. But at this point in time, we realized, no, pornography is not only tolerated, it's promoted everywhere. But it's just that when a couple of right-wing people had been involved in it in the past, it is selectively used for the purpose of putting them in jail, to silence them. That's what that is.
Now, in Tate's case, it's not just cam girls, okay? It's the fact that he had cam girls that were under 18, and then he dated some of the cam girls that were under 18. He abused those girls physically and sexually. And then he also had cam girls that he manipulated and like forced into working for him with no option for them to leave. So it's not simply the guy made pornography. It was the fact that he entrapped people, he coerced, he forced, he abused, he raped, and then he did some of all of that with underage girls as well. And then he bragged about it. Right? And fucking made it sound cool to a bunch of like 14-year-old boys while they were in gamer headsets. I mean, bro, give me a fucking break, dude. Dude, he's a fucking piece of trash. To be very honest, my girlfriend doesn't mind when I watch it, and she watches it as well. Let's go. Dude, my girlfriend does not watch it, but she doesn't mind that I watch it. She loves that I watch it. She likes that I have an outlet and don't expect her to like be the object of all of that energy, right? Dude, yeah, Jenny, she totally appreciates its role.
So I said this on Twitter. I said, free Andrew and Tristan Tate. And people said, did you call yourself a Catholic? And you say you're Christian? How could you say that? Listen, I feel perfectly comfortable condemning what they did while also saying they are being charged for it because of a political motive. It's no different than Trump.
All right, now, I want to be clear about something here. Two things. Number one is Nick Fuentes is a Catholic. Okay, Catholics love rape, all right? I know that sounds controversial, but Catholics love grape. They do. Grape has been a part of Catholic, like, lifestyle for as long as I can remember. Okay, I mean, most religions have a relationship with grape. Okay, let's be honest. But Catholic definitely does. Now, one thing though is here's the deal. It shouldn't matter if something is political. What should matter is, did they commit the crime? Okay, like why you choose to pursue the criminal shouldn't matter. All right, you know what I mean? If you committed the crime, you should be pursued. And yes, it should cross all fucking spectrums. You shouldn't just pursue one side and not the other. But I mean, if the fact that one of your political opponents is engaging in underage, SA, I mean, you shouldn't not prosecute him. Oh, I don't want this to look political. I don't want to have a political right? Oh, it can't be. We can't have a political prosecution. But I mean, dude, if you're a rapist, like, fuck that, dude. Amazing. A white nationalist upset over a black man getting arrested. Yes. I know, isn't it wild? Dude, Andrew Tate's not really black to them, though. Right?
Trump has been divorced how many times? Trump probably cheated on his wife with a porn star. Trump's a degenerate. And similarly, I don't think he should go to jail for it. I don't think it's proper for him to have to pay out $50 million to his accuser. It's political for him, too. It's political for Brett Kavanaugh. It's political when this happens to powerful people. If you have accusers that come forward from 15 years ago, and they say, I didn't have a problem for 15 years, but then my ex-boyfriend got super rich and super famous and also happens to be super right-wing, and now I have something to say, I don't believe you. And I also don't believe...
Dude, you can tell this guy has never dated a woman. I'm serious. With this whole, it happened 15 years ago, and I never had a problem with it until now, but like, yo, dude, like, what an idiot. This guy has never dated a woman. I am convinced that this guy has only dated men. Because when he talks about this shit, you can tell he's never been around a woman who's been essayed and watched how it, like, fucks with their lives. And how it's a crime where they don't go to the cops, and it doesn't get reported, but it haunts them, and it can take decades for them to even bring voice to it. I've known some women that got, essayed when they were like 18, and they didn't even talk about it to another human being until they were in their 30s. Right? It's like, even with me, I was essayed in 1st and 2nd grade. I did not even know it happened until I was in my 30s, before I even put together what had happened. I was in my 30s, and it was because of an acting class and an acting teacher and some therapy and a meditation retreat I went on, and a story my mom told me about one of my half brothers that put all the pieces together. I was 32, guys, when I fucking figured it out. And I was in my 40s by the time I had actually overcome it. It's just so, I mean, this guy has no clue, dude.
Believe you if your case is taken up or funded by activist organizations that are ideologically left-wing. Because they go looking for plaintiffs that can bring a case against these people. It happened in a different way to Alex Jones. Forever, these left-wing groups wanted to take down Alex Jones.
Come on.
You think those Sandy Hook parents were just really these aggrieved victims? Don't get me wrong. I think some bad things happened to those people. But clearly, left-wing activist organizations, they realized they struck gold when they found those people as potential plaintiffs, because they knew they could weaponize that and stand on the graves of the people that died to destroy Alex Jones' media empire. And by the way, that was their stated intention.
Well, of course. Dude, what an idiot. How dumb is this fucking guy? It's like, yo, Alex Jones had a media company that harassed and harangued and lied and abused and manipulated and terrorized people for a fucking decade. Of course, everybody was looking for a chance to catch him and put his dumb, shitty ass out of fucking business permanently and put him in jail. Of course they were. Guy's a fucking crook, bro. It's like chasing mobsters. Yeah, they're looking for it. They're looking for it, and the minute they get it, yes, it was a long time coming. This guy's like, oh, they were looking for it. Yeah, no shit, moron. Right? Come on, bro. Of course they were looking for it, because he was hurting people for 15 years, man. Dude, what a clown, dude. Jesus.
That was their stated goal.
Yes.
Was we're going to use this lawsuit to take him offline.
Yes.
And that is what they do.
Yes.
To Alex Jones, to Donald Trump, to the Tate brothers.
To criminals and abusers that, yes, manipulate people and take advantage of them and loot them for money and sexually abuse them and abuse them while camming from them and stealing their money and doing all that shit. Yes, when we find people that are doing that shit, we go after them and we sink them. Absolutely. Thank you very much. It's called like enforcing the goddamn law, bro. Like, and we do it to our own though too. Eric Swalwell, I mean, he got the boot. I don't know if he's going to get charged. I mean, most times there's not in fucking harassment cases and shit. But we certainly fucking, everybody carved up Harvey Weinstein. Nobody fucking, because he was a big Hollywood producer, nobody protected his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me a fucking break, dude. But these guys, it's so weird, right? Because you know what they do? I mean, you can see the operative nature, right? Look at the way they operate. Their idea is like, if you're looking to arrest somebody, that means you're like, they shouldn't get arrested. Oh yeah, I know he's a criminal and I know he's like really hurt a bunch of people, but you're looking for an excuse to arrest him. And so therefore, like, you shouldn't be able to arrest him. Like, how would you arrest anyone then? I mean, isn't that how it always goes? I think this person is committing a crime. I'm going to try and find some evidence that they've committed a crime. And it's literally how it goes, Like, bro.
Clavicular, me. Let's go looking for something. Let's find something, and we'll use it to take them offline, either in a criminal court or a civil court or a British court or a Romanian court. It doesn't matter. That's in the first place. So let's just put that out there. You don't have to like everything they say. You don't have to like everything they ever did. You don't have to think it's moral to recognize that what this is politically motivated, because at one point in time, Andrew and Tristan Tate were the most famous people in the world. And they were pushing a message which was anti-feminist, which was pro-masculine in favor of men.
No, it was pro-rape is what it was. And it was pro-abuse women, pro-hit women. It was pro, steal from women. Take what they make and take it for yourself because you own them. Right? Like, dude, this guy is so misguided. I mean, we know he is. Somebody said that they're going to arrest Nick. I see Nick was on the out, really. Dude, Nick was never machismo enough to really hang out with Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is with the machismo guys.
Against immigration, against wokeness, political correctness, liberalism, arguably democracy. And for that reason, they had to be silenced.
Plus, Nick isn't that wealthy. Guys, Nick Fuentes, he's not that wealthy. Dude, Elf says, SA happens to males and females. I've been assaulted and I've never pressed charges, but I'm just like everyone. I don't want to deal with it. Yes. I mean, dude, it does happen to everybody. Absolutely. And I think everybody equally doesn't want to deal with that. But yeah, Nick isn't really rich enough or stylish enough to hang out with the guys who wear purple blouses and talk about Bugattis. Right? Dude, Nick drives a Pinto and wears this lovely fucking, Men's Warehouse fucking suit. Dude. They think Trump is masculine too because he's an abuser. I mean, they do, right? That's the problem with all of these guys. With Fuentes and Tate and all this is and Trump, their idea of manhood is men should be abusers, right? Like, it's okay for men to be abusers and boys will be boys, and you just have to protect your women from the abuse of men. Dude, it's bullshit. Dude, I can't stand these guys, okay? I can't stand these guys. Hold on, let's watch a Tate clip, shall we? And you know what's funny, though, guys? Is whether this happened or not happened, but look at what he's doing. He's bragging, demeaning, but he's basically saying that he used women to take a whole bunch of money, and the women didn't get any of that money. The women got none of that money. He's like, yeah, I lied and cheated and used these good-looking women to just fucking bilk money out of guys, and then the women didn't get shit. And then the whole time he thinks the women are pathetic excuses of whatever, and that he could seduce a man better than any woman, which, I mean, we've seen him in capris and blouses. He may be right about that he can seduce men better than any woman. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, but like, dude, he just has no, like, everything to him is just being a nasty human being and bragging about it to other men to be like, look at how badass I am. And you know what he's doing now, though, guys? You hear this? Look at it. Oh, I'm so tough. I'm just whatever, king of the world. I'm so rough. He's got other videos where he talks about hitting and strangling women. I mean, nasty shit. But let's go look at him right now, dude. Let's go look at him right now, because look at what he's doing now. Look at him. He's saying, let me find a good clip. Right? Now he's crying about, look, day 6 in 𝗙cie. This is punitive housing for people who murder their cellmates. No commissary, no phone calls, no yard time. I'm so oppressed. The worst possible conditions the U.S. government provides to terrorists and psychopaths. I am an innocent until proven guilty extradition detainee. I'm wanted by a foreign state. I am an American citizen. Why am I here? Oh, why am I here? Oh, Andy, should we get someone to plug in a keyboard for you? And then you can tap away and we'll like use your keyboard to like tell the world, oh, why am I here? Oh, also, how are you tweeting? How are you tweeting, by the way? Are you sending this tweet telepathically to one of your handlers? Oh, why am I here? Oh, dude. Oh, why am I here? I'm being held in 𝗙cie, the highest level of security which exists. No commissary, no visits, no contact with the outside world. My neighbor is a cannibal who screams throughout the night. Dude, my neighbor is a cannibal. Oh, I got the cannibal neighbor. Dude, everybody is in here. Dude, I'm like, you sound like a bitch, dude. Dude, fucking M's like rooting for the cannibal. My sympathies to the cannibal, dude. Oh shit, dude. So funny. Oh. Going to prison. Dude, it's so enjoyable. Oh, fuck. The fact that Andrew typed in chat and the women were on screen makes me sick. Yes! Dude, it all makes me sick. Oh, I agree, boss. That shit is so, like, low grade. Dude, my neighbor is a fucking cannibal, bro. Oh, my God, dude. Isn't that funny? Like, fucking whiners, dude. Whiners. Oh. Right? Dude. Dude, so funny, bro. Oh, shit. There he is, though. There he is, guys. Walking in Washington, D.C. before he got arrested. Now he's crying about the cannibal. I'm loving this. Okay? I am loving this shit. Dude. I am loving this shit, guys. It's so enjoyable to me. It is. It's so enjoyable. We're going to move on now. Okay? We're going to move on. but it is really enjoyable. Oh my God, dude. So good. All right, let's move on. We're moving on to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. All right. Now, guys, I want to start with this clip, okay? I want to start with this clip because I feel like this clip, like I had a revolution today, okay? During this, I was not super paying attention to this. I was editing a video. I was watching a baseball game. I was, hanging out with Jenny. And so I was kind of multitasking tonight, looking at the occasional piece of like Midas Touch content or some of the RuPaul clips. But I saw this one. And this clip, like, I had a revelation of that, really sort of like realizing how not scary this guy is. Okay? How like easily defeatable this greasy ass motherfucker is. Okay? I'm serious, because we like to elevate him. Okay? You see it when people get worried. They're like, oh, Trump's going to cancel elections. He's going to declare martial law. He's not going to leave, right? He's like, Trump's going to do this. He's going to do that. Okay? And he is a bully, right? He's withholding money and he bullies people and threatens them and occasionally crosses the fucking line, and then the judges have to sort him out. And so he's definitely an abuser that's constantly pushing shit. But this clip made me realize how pathetic this man is. And you ready? Let's watch it. Let's watch it, because this is the one where I'm like, man, we're going to kick this guy's ass. Like Trump is not going to be the end. We are going to decimate this guy and his entire movement. All of them are going down, because at his root, he's pathetic. He is pathetic and sad and desperate. And here you go.
I want to save your ratings. I'm pleased to announce my intention to, and this is somewhat of a scoop, my intention to run for a fourth term as President of the United States. I will be doing that. I will be having an official, in fact, I think I have, I won 3 times. Now I'm going to do it again. Thank you. I'm going to do it.
All right, but so look at this, guys. This guy's in his second term, okay? He is like, dude, he's such a failure. He promised a whole bunch of shit, and it's all failed, okay? There's no mass deportations. That, like, ICE has been killing people. They've been protested. He's been defeated in court. He didn't get the SAVE Act. None of his legislative agenda has gone through. He started a war. He can't get out of the war. Iran is embarrassing him. The prices of everything have skyrocketed. He didn't arrest anybody like he promised. Nobody's really afraid of him. He's threatened all our allies, and pretty much everyone's been like, fuck you. A few media companies have like given him, payouts for his library because they didn't want to go through the court process. But mostly it's just, this guy is such a huge failure that the only way he can get attention, the only way now that he can drum up some kind of news cycle, is for him to pretend like he's running again and to do the same old thing. Yeah. Oh, now he's like, a fourth time. I won 3 times. I've already won 3. Right? Still lying about the election, the same tired line. He puts on a little hat. When if he runs again, we're going to physically remove him like an armed rebellion. If he runs again, we're going to physically remove him. We're going to put him in a military prison, and he's never going to get out. And that's going to be the end of that. He's going to die in a 6x6 cell alone. Okay? Or who knows? Maybe on the way to that, he fucking You know, I mean, anything could happen. But if he tries to run again, we're going to remove him and we're going to put him out of the fucking political limelight forever, right? So, like, nobody's, you know, we're not afraid of this. But, like, this is what this desperate guy has to do, okay? This is what this guy is so desperate that he's got to try and, like, provoke you in order to get, like, some type of attention. You know what I mean? And, like, he's just not scary. He's just not scary because it's not even a good troll anymore, right? This is like, he's desperate. It's like he's running a troll that, you know, there was a time when this troll was like, ooh, threatening, but now he's failed at everything. He's failed at everything. The courts overruled his National Guard shit. He's failing with his lawsuits trying to take voter data. He's cut off money and refused disaster aid from all the blue states, and nobody's even acquiescing to his bullshit. Nobody's afraid of this guy. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to run again. And it's like, oh, here we go again. Again, dude. It's like the 50th time telling a joke that wasn't even funny the first time. And now it's just like, wow, you're sad. You suck so bad at the job that 2 years in, instead of you going up here and talking about all your wondrous things you've done, all the ways you've fucking, you know, been there for the American people, all the things you did to help the people who voted for you, you're up there just being a 12-year-old troll, desperate for some type of reaction. That's so sad, dude. He's accomplished nothing. Nothing. He can't even go up and say, hey, look at my accomplishments. He's got to go up there and, oh, hey, I'm going to try to troll you again with the same thing I've been doing. Oh, guess what I'm doing? Transgender for everyone. Oh, I'm running again. Oh, look at me. Yo, Trump, what up? Dude, first off, you fucking smelly sack of shit stuffed in a tux. You realize none of us are like worried about you running again, okay? This is your second term. We all know you didn't win in 2020. We all know your bullshit games. 𝗙𝗪cie 𝗵𝗏 quit. You're putting Jay Clayton in there. Nobody's going to believe your shit because you have no evidence. You got denied in court. You're losing in court. You've arrested nobody. Prices are jacked. You got us in a war. You can't get out. Everybody knows you're a gutless turd. Netanyahu is just poking his fingers in and out of your anus publicly. Dude, none of us are worried about you running again, boss. Not anyone. No one. Dude, grandma's not even afraid of you, dude. Dude, she's swinging her walker right now, getting ready to kick the shit out of you. Dude, by the way, we all know that by the time 2028 gets here, you're going to be sitting in a double-sized diaper and you're going to be brain dead, dude. Your brain is mush. All right? All right, shut the fuck up. All right? Quit being a rapist. Fuck you. Bye-bye. Jesus. Dude, nobody is afraid of this guy. Dude, isn't that wild? He is so weak, guys. Dude, he reminds me of Andrew Tate crying about being in the shoe. My neighbor's a cannibal. I'm running again. Oh, look out, Trump 2028. Oh. Dude, this guy isn't even going to be able to find his dick in 2028, dude. Give me a break, bro. Oh, my God. All right, let's go look at a couple other clips, though. Oh, shit, dude. Dude, you know what's so funny? Is nobody even knew this dinner was happening, right? You know what I'm saying? You know? nobody knew this was even fucking happening, bro. The White House Correspondents' Dinner, like nobody's there.
Exactly 20. They say, sir, it's about 21 pounds. They said, not good. But I want to thank the outgoing president of the White House Correspondents' Dinner Association. Now, she won't admit it, and she should not admit it, but we sort of became friendly. Yeah, exactly 20.
Dude, he's like, he's reading. He didn't even know what he's reading. He's like, I want to thank the president of the White House Correspondent Association. She was outgoing and hello, hi. Dude, he can't fucking read. He is so weak, dude. Dude, you ready? Here we go.
But this place is really the largest group of Trump derangement syndrome people ever put together at one time, I suspect. But some of you are lucky that our last dinner was cut short because I had brought with me what would possibly have been, I'm telling you, I had something. I was going to go after you. I feel so badly doing this. It's
sure you were.
Such a letdown. Oh, yay. But your lives were really in danger the last time for an opposite reason.
Oh, yeah.
But on the plus side, your careers were saved, and we have we really do. We have a complete and total. You know, I love the words complete and total. They say, but it means almost the same thing. I said, it doesn't matter when you say it. It's called emphasis. It's called emphasis. But everyone is now really warming up. The new White House military center, drone port, highly protected ballroom. We have our ballroom. The windows are this thick. I said to the people, well, if a bullet hits, what happens? Nothing. Nothing. It bounces.
Dude, he's like, he doesn't even have his charm anymore. You know what I mean? I mean, I've always found this guy to be a despicable piece of shit, but he used to have this ability to go up there and just sort of like work the room in his annoying fucking way. He could be affable. Even sometimes he would say shit that was funny. But he had a certain type of fucking charm. But like, bro, he has like no magic. He's just going from subject to subject, from teleprompter to teleprompter, just stringing words together. And we're all watching it and being like, dude, this is like really uncomfortable to watch. It is like watching somebody have, you know how you see the show about a comedian that like they're hitting rock bottom and they go out on stage and everything they say is so cringeworthy that people are like, oh, fuck, dude, get the hook, like pull this guy off stage. That's what's going on now. Every time he opens his mouth, it's like, wow, dude, that is like, I don't know if I should feel sad. Should I be weeping right now? Or should I be calling the fucking paramedics? Right? Do I need to call in the mental health professionals? Do I need to do a welfare check? Or should I just be weeping that I'm watching somebody have like a mental breakdown in a public place? Dude. You know, I'm gonna weep. I feel like weeping. Good. Right? Me and Jesus, we watched your clips and we wept. Dude, Jesus wept. He was like, oh, fuck, bro, please give me one of those Erica Kirk tissues. Oh, dude, oh. Oh, shit. All right. Dude. Oh, fuck, bro. I want to make sure I got everybody. Dude, Elf. All right. Elf says, the worst president of my life was Reagan. Bush 43, a very close second. Trump is just trying to act like he was on a TV show. Let's go. Dude, yeah, no, I can see that, actually. I absolutely see that, dude. Right? That he is like just slumming for ratings now, boss. All right. We got another one from Elf. Said, Where was it? Elf said right there. Tommy, please don't talk about Trump diaper situation. I don't want to vomit. Dude, TDS, baby. Trump diaper situation. Oh, shit, dude. Trump has Obama derangement syndrome. He does, Marisol. Dude, Trump. And guys, the GOP, too. I don't know if you saw this, but the GOP today did this shit, too. Okay, look at this. The GOP, after Trump's thing, this is what they posted, guys. Oops. Look at what they posted. It's so sad. It's the actual GOP, guys. Oh, no, I think it was House GOP. Sorry. It was the House. Oh, no, it was Republicans. Look at what they posted. That's what the Republican Party posted, right? They posted Barack Hussein Obama. Isn't that wild? Like, dude, like that's another one where it's like, really? You guys are still on the Barack Hussein Obama thing? Like that is so, like, bro, that's so 2016. That is like 2017 all over again. Right? We're 8 years later, dude. These guys are still on the one trick pony. You know? You know what I mean? It's like, what is a woman? They're literally, it's going to be 2099. And some Republican's going to be like, what is a woman? It's like, yo, homie, they're implanting uteruses in people now, right? Trans people are having kids. And you're still with the what is a woman? Like, what's going on with you, bro? You know what I mean? like, dude, you can have a womb implanted in anybody right now, and you're still, like, saying, what is a woman? Like, what the fuck, bro? Nancy Mace, you ready for this? Did you see the Nancy Mace tweet today, guys? Look at this shit. Unfucking real, bro. The craziest tweet I've ever seen. Look at what she says. She says, remember when being anti-communist actually united us as a country, and now half of the country is communist? But like, yo, dude, that was the 1940s when like the anti-communist thing was a thing. Like Nancy couldn't have even had her own credit card. Segregation still existed. Women couldn't be the boss. There were no women in government, right? She's like pining for this time when she and much of America had zero rights and were walking around in a segregated world. But she's like, oh man, remember when like I would be like put in an insane asylum for even speaking out loud like this? Like, what the fuck is she talking about? Dude, they're like, bring back the Red Scare. Like, what an idiot. But again, this feels like Trump putting on his Trump 2028 hat, which is like, you know what? I don't have anything else. Okay? Nancy Mace is like, I don't have anything else. So I'm gonna squawk about communism. Right? She used to squawk about like transgender bathroom usage. And you know, now she's gonna squawk about, oh, missing the days when we were all like anti-communist. Now everybody's a communist. No one's a fucking communist. Give me a break. Dude, Stephanie, goal complete. Love you, punks. Yes, we did make our goal tonight, Stephanie. We made it pretty early. Isn't that wild? Like, really? Dude. They're so fucking, you know. Oh my God. Dude, we got to look at the one. We got to look at the one. We got to look at the one about Caitlin Collins. Okay, he had a meltdown about 𝗙𝗎𝗄𝗏 again too. But watch this one.
That was very beautiful, but this has not been an easy evening, all these awards. Do I have a say in those awards, all those awards? But it's great to be back at a place that I know very well because I built it.
Oh, because I built it. Dude, he's mad about I guess they had an Epstein award. Oh, shit, dude. Oh, fuck. Here it is. Here's the award he was talking about.
And now the Katharine Graham Award for Courage and Accountability, named for the legendary Washington Post publisher. And it comes with a prize of $10,000. This year's award goes to the Wall Street Journal. The Journal's courageous reporting on President Trump's past relationship with financier Jeffrey Epstein triggered the release of the so-called Epstein files, thousands of documents that might otherwise have remained hidden from the public. And despite the president's threat of a lawsuit, the Journal published a story about a provocative letter to Epstein bearing President Trump's signature. Trump quickly filed a $20 billion lawsuit against the Journal,
She got yanked.
revealing reporter 𝗙𝗪𝗄𝗏𝗏 home address.
Look at him.
Her family
What
had
a
to be
cock.
relocated. The Journal was kicked off of Air Force One, but the reporters continue to file revelatory stories. Please welcome the winners of the Katharine Graham Award from the Wall Street Journal.
Dude, what a cock he is. The birthday book. This was the one. This was a big moment in that case. Women.
𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗏, Josh 𝗍𝗏𝗏cy again, Alex Leary, Rebecca Ballhaus, and Ryan Barber. Their colleague Joe Palazzolo could not attend tonight.
Dude, can you imagine shaking his hand after that? Like, dude, I would get up there and be like, fuck you, boss. Dude, they shake his hands. Dude, what a fucking, dude, what a shitter. Right? Dude, what a shitter. He doxed people and filed a bogus lawsuit that got fucking jacked. Did she walk by him? I wasn't seeing her. Does she ignore him? I hope she does, dude. He doxes a woman. Here we go. No, she shook his hand. She looked like she was under duress. Dude, but he lied about it? He lied about the fucking book, right? Yeah, she's fucking shaking his hand right there. She's not looking at him though, right? She's totally not looking at him. Look at her. She's like, fuck you, right? Yeah, this is the first one. She walks over and she shakes the hand of the woman in the sequin dress, right? And then it cuts and you see her shaking Trump's hand. She's hidden behind him. You're going to see him. She's shaking his hand right there, but she like totally looks away and doesn't talk to him like the others. She's just fucking like, I'm out. And then he raises his hand because she basically fucking gives him the fuck you. She's like, fuck you, boss. Dude. But he's so gross, dude. Bogus lawsuit, lied about the book, lied about Epstein, hiding the files still to this day. You know, what a scumbag. And yeah, dude, the 𝗙𝗎𝗄𝗏𝗏𝗏, we're going to find the 𝗙𝗎𝗏𝗏𝗏 one. Okay, the Caitlin Collins one is crazy. All right. This one is nuts, dude. Dude, this one is so shitty. It's like, I'm glad we're going to finish with this, but watch this.
They'll learn their lesson. But I want to personally congratulate CNN's Caitlin Collins on receiving her award. It was all about me. It's a fake. She shouldn't get the award. It was a fake, but I didn't mind. I said, Caitlin, congratulations. But it was fake. There's no question about it. But she's a young, attractive woman. She never smiles. I said, Caitlin, do you have a smile? Smile. You have a nice position. You're at CNN Fake News. You should be a happy person. So smile, Caitlin. Just smile. But we attack, and I thought Caitlin had really made it big with a major new sponsorship. But then I informed her that it wasn't her on the Bud Light can. It was Dylan Mulvaney. And Dylan Mulvaney cost Bud Light $35 billion in market cap. That was the worst commercial ever made, by the way, for those few people that want to hear that.
Dude, Bud Light is the sponsor of UFC and was the sponsor of the event on the White House lawn, dude. Bud Light is fine.
Most people don't care, but I would. I wouldn't want to hire Dylan anytime soon. Think of it. They hired Dylan Mulvaney, and their market cap has gone down by $35 billion. Who wrote that commercial? And then you have writer Josh.
Dude, look at him. I mean, crickets. Can you be more awkward? Can you be more awkward? He attacks Caitlin Collins again with the tired old she never smiles, which is like the worst abuser, misogynist bullshit out there. Like, it's not a woman's job to smile for men. Sorry, men. Women don't need to smile for you. They don't need to fucking, like, make your day better or whatever. They don't need to perform for you ever, okay? And in fact, if you're somebody who thinks women should smile, every woman should walk by you frowning and telling you to go fuck yourself, okay? It's like such an abuser power play bullshit that all he wants to focus on and try to denigrate her because she won't, like, perform for him. And then he's belittling her the whole time and belittling the organization she works for. And then he goes on to, like, you know, make some comment about her femininity by attacking a transgender person. And, like, you know, which he obviously meant as some sort of attack on Caitlin's femininity as well, right? While also punching down on a trans woman. And then, like, lying about Bud Light. Dude, Bud Light's doing fine right now. I mean, that whole harangue is just so, like, lowbrow. You know? It's, like, so lowbrow. Everything about it is just like, wow, dude. And what's more, you ready? On top of all of that, the negativity, the predator, the abuser, the fucking denigrator, the guy trying to punch down on trans people, none of it was even funny. It wasn't even delivered well. Okay, right? Like, I mean, you know, there may be a horrible comic who punches down and says nasty shit, but they have a decent delivery. So sometimes I even find myself chuckling and being like, oh my God, that's a horrible joke. But it was delivered by somebody with a good sense of comic timing. He didn't even deliver this well. It was delivered. It was like a brick free throw delivered with an anvil attached to it. And it was like, bro, why do you even pull that out? Why even bother when you can't even tell a nasty, shitty story with any aplomb whatsoever? Right? And this guy is the president of the United States. And literally 85% of the world just kind of wishes he was in a pine box. Dude, he has no riz. None. He doesn't even have his like reality TV pizzazz anymore. You know what I mean? He doesn't even have the reality TV pizzazz is gone. He can't even he used to go out there and be a showman, a consummate showman. And now he's not even a showman. Now it's just like, oh, fuck, dude, yo, oh, yo, what's up? Secret Service. How you doing? Yeah, political punk here. Dude, can you guys get Grandpa? Dude, will you just grab the diaper guy? Just get him off stage, bro. I know he's doing the Caitlin Collins smile. He put on the Trump 2028 hat. He's fucking yelling at trans people. He's screaming into the fucking void, dude. It's embarrassing at this point, right? It is. It is embarrassing. Dude, it's like looking at a huge fucking hunk of human shit with like a really ugly shade of lipstick on it. And like the fucking turds moving around. You know, like that shit they do when they like make a hand talk. You know, oh, dude, it's like watching a human shit in a tuxedo. Like, just, come on. Yeah, just get him out. All right? All right. Fuck you. Bye-bye. Dude, it's hard to watch, dude. It is. It's like, Jesus. Oh, just like, oh, dude, just get him off the screen. Dude. Oh, shit. It is bad news. Now, hold on. I want to see if Natalie Harp, though. I believe Natalie Harp was there. Where was she? Okay, was she at the White House Correspondents' Dinner or not? Do we have any fucking, oh my God. Was she not? Was she not there? I thought she was there, dude. Dude, are there any clips of Natalie Harp? I mean, she's there in the Oval Office. All right. We know it's his nurse. Look at her, dude. She is freakish. Yeah, no, I mean, she was in the Oval Office earlier today. She's there. I feel like she was there too. Right? There she is in the Oval Office, just being fucking like a weirdo. She is freakish looking, guys. She is. I mean, I think she would be, don't get me wrong, she'd be very attractive if she didn't have this like, weird like fucking Trump. She's got some Trump derangement going on. Right? But this is the only clip. I'm sure she's got to have some clips. No, I don't see any clips. I know she was there. She certainly wasn't up at the table. Interesting. I mean, I'm sure she was in the building, but she was not. She was not in the main fucking spot. Here, oh, here's his little fucking thing about when he leaves, right?
But you people have no idea how lucky you are. When I'm gone, you're all going to be broke. Your business model is going to be finished. No, it's true. When I'm not around, you're going to be broke. There's not going to be anybody to report on. Nobody gives a damn about anybody else.
Dude, he's angry. Do you hear him? Dude, he's angry. He is angry, bro. Like, nobody was reacting to that shit. Dude, they're going to be so glad when he's gone. I mean, don't get me wrong. He does attract a lot of attention. But, like, dude, everybody, we're going to be so glad when he's gone. Okay? We are. Like, dude, it's like, it's going to be so good. But you see how angry he is? Nobody even reacted. Secret Service from Treasury Department. They don't have any followage to the Oval Office. Let's go. Dude, he's bitter. He's bitter. Ew, so she posts glam session, gross billion. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. Appreciate you, boss. I didn't miss anybody else, did I? Okay, good. Dude, this guy is just such a, like, he is just such the eternal clown, right? He is such the eternal clown. He's so angry. So CNN issued a statement.
And we should. And
all right, here we go. CNN issued a statement.
We stand by her to the fullest extent, and we do.
And we should. And we must. And
so they issued a statement. Caitlin Collins is an exceptional, trusted journalist being honored tonight for her depth of knowledge and the context she provides to audiences all over the world. She reports every day from the White House and the field with real strength and tenacity, and skillfully brings that reporting to the anchor chair and CNN platforms every day. Dude, Caitlin Collins is amazing, boss. She is. She's incredible. And Donald Trump is a bitch. Dude, he's such a bitch. He is, dude. He's such a whiny little bitch, dude.
A lot of different feelings going on in the room at that moment. But after hearing the gunshots, many people yelled, "Get down, get down," which caused Nicki Minaj to start twerking. Do you believe it? Get down. She's the only one that really understood what that meant. There were a lot of
Jesus.
different feelings going on.
Dude. Like, his fucking little racist joke about Nicki Minaj barely landed, bro. Jesus. Dude, it's hard to watch, man. He's like, he can't even be racist like he used to be able to. Right? I mean, it would be a good joke in the hands of somebody competent. But like, yo, bro, he can't even deliver the racist joke with aplomb anymore, dude. Dude, he's really lost it. Right? Oh, fuck, dude. All right. Now, let's see what this one is.
Because I see what's happening. I see what's happening. The other day, a senator I knew got a text, a great guy, from his wife. And she said, "When you get home, I want to have you immediately come up the stairs and make love to me." And he said, "I can't do both." You know what? In other words, can't go up the stairs and make love. Does anybody get that? Well, I thought that was actually pretty good. That was actually the only thing I thought was good in this whole freaking stupid speech that they wrote.
Jesus.
That was the only good one, and that went down with not exactly great laughter.
Dude.
I think, in other words, you can't go up the stairs and make love, too,
Jesus.
So we're looking for term limits. Does anybody understand this stuff?
Dude. Yikes, bro. Bro, dude. Dude. Yikes. It's like, it is like watching a comic bomb. Okay? Watching a comic bomb, even after you explain the punchline, is still not even a good joke. Jesus. Cue music. Cue the music. Dude, I want to see the hook, bro. This is our president, guys. This is the president of the United States, people. Holy shit. Pine box. Pine box. Please, for the love of God, can we get a pine box? All right, off the stage. That's it. I'm done with Trump. I'm done with Trumpy. All right, we're moving on. Dude, it's hard. He is fucking, he's lost it, dude. All his magic is gone. Okay? All his magic was gone. I mean, the fact that Trump hasn't been able to find his weenie since like 2012, right? We know that's why he's really mad at you know, Barack Obama, right? Is because Barack's, you know, Obama's second term is the last time Trump was able to find his weenie in the folds of his fucking, of his, you know, like greasy, fucking greasy, like hip area, right? He hasn't fucking seen that thing since 2012. So he's a little mad at Obama. He blames it on Obama. He's like, yeah, I used to be able to find my wiener until Obama. Now I can't find my wiener no more. No. Oh. Even I take 40 Viagra a day. I still can't find my wiener. Oh, Jesus. Oh, dude, what a sack of shit. All right? I'm sorry. Dude, this guy is a sack of shit, boss. Funny when I do that? It is. Dude, see, I still have some fucking chutzpah. All right. Dude, let's talk for a minute about Sophie Cunningham, okay? All right? Now, guys, if you don't know who Sophie Cunningham is, she is a basketball player for the Fever. Unlike Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham is not like really great. Okay. I mean, she's attractive. Okay. She's a tall, skinny blonde, and she's become MAGA's new favorite like icon because she said some fucking anti-trans stuff, right? She said some stuff about protecting, you know, girls from men in sports and men in the locker rooms. Okay, now, she's a middling basketball player. She's not that good. There was just an all-star event, and she was not invited, but she went on this anti-trans bent recently, and we find out she's, like, doing it to sell shoes, okay? Like, she's known for, I guess, pointing. She pointed at someone. Dude, I found her annoying. I don't like her point. Like the whole pointing thing, she thinks she's some kind of a badass. I've like found her annoying. There was a brief moment where I thought she was like kind of a feisty sort of Caitlin Clark protector, but like she's really become sort of like an attention seeker. And she had started this before I even found out that she was doing the anti-trans thing. But now, okay, this is her big, like, pointing thing or whatever that she did. All right, this was her big moment that she did where somebody did something and she, like, pointed at them. But, like, yeah, I don't know what that is, dude. I mean, she kind of looks like one of those lizard people, right? I find her annoying, okay? I do. I find her annoying. But anyway, she made some statements, okay? She made a statement about trans athletes, okay? There she is. And she said, she made a stance on transgender athletes, and she said, I get a lot of negative feedback about me hating trans, and I'm like, I never once said that. I think I'm here to extend love, but I also think with that love is truth, being honest, and I want to protect young girls in a locker room or young girls in sport who shouldn't have to go against biological men. That was her statement, okay? Now, there's a lot to this, guys. And let me break this down, because, of course, this became fuel. The minute she said this, you had Riley Gaines chiming in. You had fucking like libs of TikTok. All of the right wingers are elevating her. And she said, no, wait, my political views are in the middle. She went on to say, okay, she went and said her political views are very much in the middle, right? And bloody, bloody, blah. Okay. So that was her thing. Now, this is what sparked it. Okay. Was her original statement. And then she decided to double down. Okay. Somebody asked her about this and she made this statement here. Okay. Which, hold on, let me pull this up. Somebody asked her about it.
On that same vein, in that story with ESPN, you talked about wanting to protect young girls who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Just can you expand your viewpoint on that?
I mean, I think I said what I said. I think it's kind of common sense. And I think I'll always believe in that. I think it's really important to protect children. And that's little girls who are also involved in that category. And so I stand on what I said, and I always believe that.
See, now here's a problem though, guys, okay, that I want to touch on here, okay? Because here's the problem. So first off, she says protect young girls in a locker room, but like no transgender people have ever attacked a girl in a locker room. No girls get abused by preachers, by teachers, by parents, by siblings. Okay, they get abused by a lot of people, but there are no transgender athletes that were in locker rooms ever abusing young girls. That has never fucking happened. And in fact, there's not even transgender athletes until like fucking high school. Okay, there's not even transgender athletes that are in any like young girls, like grade school sports. Give me a fucking break. So her reasoning here about fucking young girls is seriously problematic because it is again playing into this line that transgender people are abusers, and they're not. Okay, that's for starters. Now, let's talk about this biological men thing, guys. Okay, because first off, transgender women are not biological men. Okay, they're not men. Now, and hear me out on this. Okay, if you know trans women, they're clearly not men. Okay, they're a type of woman. Now, if you're worried about like fairness in sport, we could have discussions about like, okay, we totally understand that you're worried that somebody who was born a male and is transitioned, you're afraid they might have some type of like advantage, right? And you might have that fear, and it's okay to have that fear if you think that all right, that like, oh, there's no woman athlete who could possibly, right? Whatever. But the thing is like, all right, we could address that. There could be guardrails that would say things like, you know, you could have testosterone levels that engaged with the, you know, the athleticism, right? Where if your testosterone level is over a certain point, you're fucking disallowed, right? Or you could have something where you say, hey, any trans athlete that went through boy puberty is not allowed. Okay, right? I mean, you could talk about guardrails. You absolutely could. Okay, you could talk about guardrails, but they don't. Okay, they don't want to talk about guardrails. They don't want to allow trans people at all. Okay, now it's interesting because there's a lot of sides to this coin. Okay, the fact that we don't have that discussion. But let me lay something out for you guys. You ready? In the NCAA, there are 500,000 athletes. There were only 10 transgender athletes in the entire NCAA system out of 500,000, there were 10 trans athletes. Okay? 10. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Lake Living. You're gone. Bye-bye. Smell you later. Fuck off. Yeah, get fucked. Yeah, bye-bye. Get fucked. All right, there were 10. Okay, so, you ready? So the thing is there were not a large number of women losing any opportunities. Okay, there has never been an instance where there was a large number of women losing opportunities. There have not been a bunch of women who have lost scholarships because of transgender athletes. None of that has happened. None of that has happened. Okay, none of it. No women have lost scholarships. There have not been large-scale wins. There's not even that many trans athletes in the whole fucking country. Now, on top of it, guys, it swings the other way. Okay, let's look at Mac Beggs. Okay, here's Mac Beggs. Mac Beggs was born a boy and transitioned, or was born a girl and transitioned into being a boy, right? Into being a man. Trans man here. Okay, Mac Beggs wanted to wrestle against men. Okay? And Texas would not let Mac Beggs wrestle against men, even though Mac Beggs had transitioned. Texas forced Mac Beggs to wrestle against girls. And this guy went 89-0 and won every state championship. He beat the shit out of every fucking girl in the state of Texas, just demolished them. And he was forced to wrestle against girls because they wouldn't let him wrestle against men. That's Mac Beggs. Okay? Again, stupid. This guy was clearly a guy, okay? And had transitioned, but Texas forced him to wrestle against girls, and he fucked them up. A couple of them wouldn't even wrestle him because he fucked them up so bad. Okay, then there's also, you ready for this, guys? Check this out. There's Skylar Baylor. Okay? Skylar Baylor was a Division I swimmer from Harvard. Okay? Skylar Baylor was born a girl. As a youth, Skylar Baylor swam with Katie Ledecky, was on a championship team with women swimmers. Then Skylar transitioned finally. There's a really moving video about Skylar and his dad when they finally figured it out. And it's really amazing. I highly recommend you look it up. But so Skylar Baylor swam Division I against the men in Harvard, did really well, was in the top 15% of men nationwide. Skylar was born a woman. And you know when this happened, guys? This was in 2013. This was in 2013, guys. Skylar was a trans man competing at Harvard against men 13 years ago. And nobody was fucking making a big deal about this. Okay? Way, like a full 8 years before Leah Thomas ever swam a race. Isn't that crazy? So trans athletes have been around, and they've been around on both sides of the coin, and nobody ever really had an issue. Okay? So now the thing about this though, guys, is if you're worried about transgender athletes having some huge advantage, you could have guardrails to protect in case they did have huge advantage. But they don't. They haven't shown any outside advantage. There's not a lot of them, and most of the trans athletes are like not even that good. Okay? In fact, there is a trans athlete that was talking about this earlier today. Let me find it, where it said, where were they? Right here. This is 𝗦𝗂𝗽𝗽𝗀, all right? And she says, former collegiate trans athlete here. I was mediocre at my sport. Most trans athletes are. That's why you don't hear about most trans athletes. You focus on the 3 that fit your narrative, okay? Now, again, guys, okay, and then Maya had to be cleared by 3 doctors and complete blood work to even play, okay? Now, again, you can have guardrails, but the problem with this is they don't want to talk about having guardrails. But here's the kicker, guys. You ready? The kicker is this, is when you have this discussion with people who say, oh, I don't want fucking trans people in sports, you will quickly realize that everybody having that discussion really doesn't even believe trans people are real, okay? They don't believe you can transition. They don't believe that a woman can be born in a boy's body or a man can be born in a girl's body and that transition can actually happen, okay? You can see it. They just believe they're all mentally ill and they're all faking it and they're all like trying to take advantage of women, right? It is like really nasty bigotry. And that is the honest to God's truth. The same people that are saying this shit about men and women's sports, first off, they denigrate women's sports all the time. For starters, they don't even think women's sports is valuable. Secondly, they are all in favor of laws that oppress transgender people, and they want to strip them from their ability to transition. I mean, if we really wanted to protect sports, we would let trans women and men transition before puberty. We would let them start. So all the trans women would never go through a boy puberty and they would be right where the girls are. But they don't want to let them transition. They want to force trans women to go through boy puberty, and then they're going to be fucked up their whole life, never being able to complete their transition, okay? And so it's like a double-edged sword because they literally just want to prevent them from existing, okay? And again, we could have the discussion of how do we include them? What kind of guardrails do we have? Okay? But like, man, I know, I've known trans people, and the trans women I have known were women, guys. Okay? They were different than cisgender women. They were a different kind of woman, but they were fucking women. Even the ones that still had the male appendage, they were fucking women, okay? It's wild, but like, you know, it's a little mind-bending to really take it in, but they are a type of woman, okay? And especially if they've gone through the, you know, if they've gone through the transition before going through a male puberty, like, you know what I'm saying? But you could have guardrails. You could protect from people gaming the system. There are many things we could do. We could even have really young sports when girls and boys are like 8 years old, where they could have co-ed sports as youth to kind of like offer more challenge to all the athletes among the different sexes, right? That would be like something you could do too, to incorporate things younger. But you ready for this, guys? The biological advantage is not a new thing, guys, okay? Because right now, they're complaining, saying, we don't want trans women in sports because trans women have a biological advantage and it's going to steal all the opportunity from women, right? That's what they're saying. But you know when they used this argument before, guys? You know when they did this? I'm going to show you when they did this. Of course I am, but let me show you when they fucking did this. because it is an old trope, guys. It is right here. I mean, here's an AI version, okay? But let me find it. Hold on. But you can look this up yourself, okay? If you look at the history of women's sports. All right, you ready? You live right in the middle of them in Seattle. They're really nice and human too. Let's go, Shin. But look at this, guys, okay? And if you look back, right? Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. This one is this is the history of women's sports. All right, so I don't have it on there, but I'll pull up the article, okay? I'll pull up the article. I'm going to put a link to the article in here if you want to read it. It's right here, okay? It's this article from the New Hampshire Bulletin, all right, about transgender athletes and a history of exclusionary practices. So, guys, you ready? They didn't want to integrate sports in the 40s, in the 50s, in the 60s. I mean, they went way back. You go all the way back to Jesse Owens. But they fought the integration of athletics because they said, they said the black people have a biological advantage. And so if black people start competing in sports, all of the white people are going to lose their scholarships. They're going to lose their pro slots. None of the white people are going to get first place anymore. They did this all through the early 1900s. They tried to keep sports segregated by color, claiming that every black person had some biological advantage to every white person. And this is the same shit they've been doing with the transgender issue. Because again, guys, no people have lost anything. And again, we could certainly sit and have 1,000 conversations about how to put guardrails around this to be able to include transgender people and to make sure that everybody feels safe in the locker room and that everybody feels safe on the field. Okay? You could absolutely, okay, because the presupposition with this transgender issue is they're saying everyone that is born with a penis automatically has biological advantage over everyone that's born with a vagina. And that is not true. Okay? There are plenty of women athletes that are better athletes than men. Okay? Women athletes, many of them are way better athletes than a lot of different men. And trans women who have gone through who didn't go through boy puberty do not have a lot of testosterone. They do not have insane amounts of muscle mass. They don't have any of the hallmarks that people like to complain about. And again, though, the issue is the sports is just the thing they talk about, but the reality is they're also passing all kinds of anti-trans laws. They're passing bathroom bills. They're passing laws denying trans people health care. They're forcing gender markers. They're taking away their passports. Texas is trying to charge them with identity fraud. So is Missouri. They're being denied jobs. They've been kicked out of the military. They've been kicked out of sports. They've been told that, right? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, the list goes on and on and on because the men and women's sports is just the scare thing. Like the biological advantage of black people was the scare thing. Oh, if you let black people in sports, they're going to knock all the white people out of sports. It was a scare thing that was about segregation and wanting to keep segregation going. And this is a scare thing about wanting to deny trans existence and to not ever make it so transgender people can actually transition. Okay? You know what I'm saying? That is the problem. Is the men and women's sports is just the scary thing they're using to attack trans existence. And that is a fucking problem, guys. okay? Because we're not being genuine about it. We're not having discussions about how to make sure trans people can transition in a way that benefits them, and to make sure that trans people can have, you know, healthy, productive, and safe lives. We're not having any of those discussions. They're simply just being attacked under the guise of like, ooh, they're predators and they're going to harm all the girls in sports. And it's just not true. The data does not show a fucking preponderance. There's not a preponderance of evidence showing that transgender women are just stealing all the scholarships. I mean, there were literally 10 trans athletes in the entire NCAA. So nobody lost a fucking scholarship. Okay? Nobody has lost a scholarship. None of the 10 trans athletes even had a scholarship. Okay? You know? So again, it's bullshit. Now, with Sophie's thing in particular, okay, what we found about Sophie through this is that two things, guys. One is there was a WNBA All-Star event this weekend, and Sophie Cunningham was not there because she's not an All-Star. She's not that great at basketball. She's had a really good three-point percentage this year, but other than her three-point percentage, she's a very middling basketball player. Okay, she's right. She is not a superstar. She did not make it to the All-Star game. But then she did this transgender thing, and then look at what she did. Her shoes. She was doing a shoe release, guys. She did a shoe release here this weekend. It was her big thing, okay? She had a big shoe release on her Adidas shoes. And then this John Root guy, this is the same guy who was attacking like MLB's Pride Night. This is, a closeted gay Christian dude who's anti-LGBTQ. He's trying to get all Pride Nights to disappear. And he was cheering her on for selling out her shoes. And then she's like, oh, you guys really showed up. She did a grift to get that cult money. Okay, she had a shoe release coming up, and she decided to go cult money and become right. And then she'll probably be a Fox newscaster after this, and like, yeah, again, it's all the grift, right? Her shoes sell out after she went viral for saying no men in women's sports, but nobody wants men in women's sports. Nobody ever wanted men in women's sports. That's just not a thing, okay? It's never been a thing. People simply want transgender people to be able to, like, sort some shit out. Now, on top of this, though, guys, I want to do one more thing, okay? Because look at this, okay? She said, I want to protect young girls in a locker room or young girls in sports. But look at what else Sophie Cunningham did just a couple weeks ago, guys. You ready? Look at this, guys. Look at what Sophie did. Look at who her buddy is. It's Dana White, right? She's laughing with Dana White from the MMA. And then look at what she did, guys. She was a ring girl announcing the MMA fight. But Dana White hit his wife on video. He's a wife beater. He's good friends with Trump, a serial woman abuser. They're good friends with Andrew Tate, a serial human trafficker and woman beater. Conor McGregor is the big guy that they made through the MMA who raped a girl so violently she had to have her tampon surgically removed. So this woman is out there like carrying a number and participating in this sport that's filled with women abusers and rapists and you know, has made like hitting women and guys who hit women really popular. Jake Paul, you know what I'm saying? All these abusive men are around this MMA world, and they're just oozing a type of maleness that allows men to be abusive and to hurt women, to rape them and to hit them. And she had no problem being a poster girl for them. But she says, I want to protect young girls. And it's like, no, I don't think you do. Like, if she spoke out against the MMA, and if she spoke out against Conor McGregor and Dana White, then maybe I'd believe this was actually genuine. But now we see that, no, she's a bigot, okay? That is okay with men abusing women. But instead of worrying about the men who abuse women and dealing with the men who abuse women, she's actually blaming the abuse on transgender people who aren't actually abusing women. And so, guys, that's really like problematic. Now, for those of you, I know there's some discussion about trans inclusion in sports. And guys, I have never been one that says there should be no guardrails, because I believe there should be guardrails. But I do want to show you a tweet where I think I really vocalized this good, guys. And you ready? Here it is. I put the entire conversation about men and women's sports here. All right, you ready? Let me find this right here. Here's the entire trans sports argument in one tweet, guys. You ready? We're concerned about trans athletes running over girls. We're concerned. And I'm like, okay, we can avoid that by helping trans girls not go through the wrong puberty. Let's let trans girls start their transition before puberty. No, you must force them to go through boy puberty because they got to struggle their entire life. All right, well, we can establish parameters around participation, make sure everyone is safe, make sure everyone's taken care of, and make sure nobody's gaming the system. Okay, so you can't have like Wemby go join the women's NBA. We don't want that, right? So we can have guardrails. And they're like, no, we deny trans girls even exist. We don't want to let them exist. The president of the U.S. is going to lie about them, transgender for everyone. It's going to attack them for laughs. The president is. Also, we're very Christian, and we believe our loving God allows us to judge his trans kids and to be nasty to them and to tell them they're mentally ill and they're not real and they don't exist and they're all predators. And we get to do that. And if you defend them in any way, we're going to belittle you and call you names for showing them compassion, because we get to decide like who God did and didn't create. Right? I mean, dude, that's literally it. That's the whole conversation. It's fucking batshit, guys. It is like super toxic because it's not really just about the sports, okay? And we could very much set up guardrails. And in fact, guys, you ready for this? Transgender people have been competing in sports for like 30 years, and it was never a problem until the internet, like during the pandemic, when they started waging war against trans people. The Heritage Foundation started doing it, okay? And in fact, you ready for this, guys? This is the real kicker, okay? Because the Heritage Foundation is the one behind this. But look at this shit, guys. Look at this article from Mother Jones, okay? This is from fucking a couple days ago. Another article, if you want to read this. The Heritage Foundation, who engineered the men and women's sports thing, who engineered this idea of we need to protect women's sports, they want to end women's sports. That's the Heritage Foundation's ultimate goal, is to end women's sports because they believe women competing in sports fucks up their fertility. And it makes it so they can't be good birthing fucking, like, they can't birth as well if they're competing in sports because it's physically changing their bodies and making their bodies more like guy bodies. Isn't that nuts? Right? Isn't that crazy? About a week after its allies won a Supreme Court ruling allowing states to ban trans girls from girls' school athletics, a leading conservative group that has campaigned for 7 years to, quote, protect women's sports, is singing a different tune. On July 8th, the Heritage Foundation, the right-wing think tank known for sponsoring Project 2025, published a report calling for the rollback of the very landmark federal protections for women's sports that have driven their explosion in popularity over the last 5 decades. They want to roll back Title IX, okay? And they said the paper is laced with stereotypes about women's natural preferences, describing women as having gentle, graceful, cooperative tendencies and being oriented toward motherhood and traditional feminine graces. And they're saying that sports is ruining women's biologies and making it so they can't give birth well. It says they advocate for expanding men's athletics and shrinking women's athletics because they want to restore a healthier balance involving protecting and even expanding men's sports while allowing natural variation in program offering. Okay, because what they went on to say that girls, let me find the quote here, right? They want to expand women's sports because the women are like it's not making them into better mothers. Isn't that fucked up, bro? That is fucked up. Right? Look at this, though. It says, like, I don't think it's wrong. The number of women who are interested in, not capable of participating in elite sport are different from the number of men. When girls reach their mid-teens, your body just changes. Hips pop out, your breasts pop out. You can't do some of the things you used to be able to do really well, right? They want them birthing. Isn't that fucked up? Isn't that fucked up, guys? It is like so messed up, okay? It is messed up, guys. Yeah, look at this. Here it is. Here's what it says. It says schools should be allowed to accommodate sex differences by replacing competitive women's sports opportunities with cheerleading, dancing, yoga, hiking clubs, recreational intramurals, and other athletic opportunities more aligned with average female interests and tendencies. High-intensity exercise, he notes, increases infertility. Isn't that fucked up, guys? Now, I want to bring back that other thing that I showed you guys earlier, which is this, okay? This image right here, which is the history of competitive sports. And what's crazy is this, guys. Women never had competitive sports. They were denied, okay? They were denied. In the 1800s, women, there were no sports in college for women, okay? There were intramural sports, but they were kept low intensity. They would not allow women to compete at a high level. Okay, some women did get early into the Olympics in the 1900s, okay, but they were restricted to tennis and golf. They did not get full participation until 1972. I was 3 years old when women were allowed full participation in sports. And that was due to that Title IX that required women's athletics to be created. Okay? If you look at the history of this, they were allowed to do croquet, to do archery, and lawn tennis. And then they could do tennis and fucking, right? They could do tennis and golf in the Olympics. They've not been allowed to compete. So what's wild about it is I posit that part of the reason why men have a significant advantage in pro sports right now is because men have been allowed to compete at a high level for thousands of years, and women have been allowed to compete for like 50 years. And they've only been allowed to compete against other women who have also not been allowed to compete, nor have their ancestors. So the point is women have not been allowed to evolve as high-level competing fucking organisms on the planet. They've been denied that. And so I believe introducing co-ed sports when they're really young and introducing transgender athletes into sports with guardrails would in fact help evolve the level of competition entirely among all athletes. I think all athletes would benefit from that. And I think you could easily put guardrails that would protect women from fucking, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Protect women from losing scholarships or losing, you know what I mean? Like, we could have plenty of fucking guardrails, guys. Okay? And in fact, at the end of the day, these people that Sophie Cunningham is hanging out with at the MMA, these are the real danger to women. Okay? These are the real danger to women, guys. The people here at the MMA, okay, are the real danger to women. They are the real danger to women. Right? Yeah, and well, the thing about this though, Anna, is your argument about we are not bioequal, that doesn't matter because women aren't bioequal. Okay? Some women, if you look at Katie Ledecky, she has a tremendous amount of testosterone. Okay? Women athletes have more testosterone than fucking average women. Right? That's why they're athletes. It's like hormonal differences are the entirety of fucking sports. All of the women that are good at sports are good at the sports because of hormonal differences between them and your average woman. So like that argument that like, oh, we're not bioequal, it doesn't matter. No women are bioequal. Nobody's bioequal. But I tell you what, if you went 5,000 years of the men nurturing kids and taking care of the babies and the women doing physical activity, women would evolve to be hormonally different after 5,000 years. Okay? You know what I'm saying? It's like there are like evolution affects things, and women being denied hard jobs and denied being in the military and denied physical shit and being resigned to giving birth has affected the way women even evolved hormonally. And if we change the way we evolve from here on out, that will affect the hormonal shit too. Okay, women now born in 1950 are hormonally different than women born in 200 AD. Okay? And you know, women born in fucking Africa are hormonally different than women born in Iceland. Because your lineage and your evolutionary history, that affects everything. So pretending like women can't evolve into something else and men can't evolve into something else is ridiculous. Okay, giraffes used to have short necks until the fucking water levels rose and the trees in Africa started growing higher and higher. You know? And like, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, they literally just developed long necks. They didn't stop and say, well, we're never going to be able to eat those trees. You know what I mean? I mean, we evolve. So like, I get it that there are bio differences, but those bio differences are not etched in stone, and they are also within every subset. There are bio differences in women. There are bio differences in men. And if you looked at every woman athlete has more testosterone than your average woman, that's why they're athletes. And I mean, women evolve even in the course of their life. Like, as a woman, your hormones change when you go through perimenopause, right? Perimenopause. And then you go through menopause. And I mean, guys, we're going through it now too. I'm going through hormonal changes, right? It's like, I mean, all of that shit, you know? So again, right? I'm not advocating for, like, you know, not having guardrails. I'm just saying, looking at this as a hard and fast of like, only men can be strong and the top athletes and women can't. I'm telling you right now, if we change the way we compete to provide more challenge for women athletes when they're young girls, and if we evolve sports to provide more challenge to young girl athletes, you will see girl athletes that are competing at high levels that they can hit levels near the men. And I mean, now though, it's getting crazy though, because when you look at male athletes, right? When you look at male athletes, they're even like destroying their bodies. Like, male athletes are doing so much physical exercise and they're doing so crazy, like especially in sports like football. Like, you have these big linemen that are so flexible that they're actually getting injured at way higher rates, like NFL linemen, because they are out training what their physical bodies are capable of even handling. In the MLB, too, pitchers are throwing so fast that they're destroying their fucking arms and shit. And like we're like, the professional sports have become so competitive and so overtraining that like our pro athletes are actually like destroying themselves to compete at like higher and higher levels, because, you know, there's a chance to make $100 million, $500 million, $1 billion. It's like, it's getting crazy, you know, it's getting nuts, man. It's wild. Like, and you know, major league pitchers used to be able to pitch for 20 years. And now they're lucky if they can go like 8, right? They're like, their arms are like, they're having like multiple Tommy John surgeries. They're having to like reconstruct their arms like every 3 years now. It's like insane, man. You know, it is insane. But again, my thing about this is the hypocrisy. Okay. And this is what bothers me with Riley Gaines too, because Riley Gaines does this where she's like, oh, trans people are a danger to women. We got to protect the women from trans people. But while Riley Gaines was at the University of Kentucky, her coach was raping her teammates, and 10,000 women a year report rapes in college. 10,000 report. How many get raped and don't report? And there's 10 trans athletes, but all of the legal shit and all of the focus at the NCAA is the danger of the 10 trans athletes, while 10,000 rapes are reported. But Sophie Cunningham's like, I got to protect the girls from the trans athletes. But here, I'm going to promote the guys who rape women violently and hit them. And I'm going to promote that MMA, like misogynist, woman abusing culture, right? I'm going to promote that. I'm going to promote the NFL. I'm going to promote, like, you know, pro sports where athletes beat up their girlfriends. But then I'm like, ooh, the trans athletes are going to harm our kids. And it's just not true. You know what I'm saying? It's just not true. It's not a realistic danger. Okay? Because what's really motivating this is Christianity. This is about religion refusing to acknowledge the existence of transgender people because transgender people like blow apart the paradigm of their religious thing, right? And that is crazy, okay? And in fact, if you look at where was it? If you look at her, okay, if you look at her, Midas uncovered this, okay, that Sophie Cunningham has a bunch of TikTok activity that is MAGA, okay, and it aligned with MAGA messaging on immigration, national identity, that's that nationalism, political expression by athletes, okay? She said, what was it in the video? She reposted a content creator who said, if you're worried about immigration enforcement separating families, then you shouldn't have fucking come here to begin with, right? So she's been reposting like fucking, anti-immigration and MAGA shit, okay? Right? Isn't that wild? Dude. And huge number of reposts about this shit coming from Sophie Cunningham. Okay? So we know she's just another MAGA grifter. Yo, Sophie, what's up? Yeah, I'm sorry. Not buying it. Okay? I know you said what you said. You're going to do the little point thing. You sold out your shoes. That's all very well and good. But here's what we do know. Is we know you're a MAGA, okay? We know that you're middle of the pack in the basketball world and you didn't get invited to the WNBA All-Stars. So we know you're sore about that. We know you're resentful. And we also know you're auditioning for that Fox News spot because you realize that this is a cultural weapon used by the MAGA right wing. So now you got a little career that it doesn't matter. You don't have to be talented. You don't have to be smart. You don't have to be anything. You just got to be anti-trans and a MAGA shitter, and then they're going to promote you. All right? So go ahead. Do what you're going to do. But I will tell you this, okay? You ready? And hear me out on this. You're not going to be remembered, okay? Nobody's going to remember you as some, like, warrior protecting women. You're going to be remembered by all those women who said, oh, we got to keep black athletes out because they have biological advantage. You know who remembers them? Nobody. Nobody. Okay? And black athletes are now revered. And in fact, you know where we're at right now with you MAGA shitters and your little anti-trans shit? Let me put it to you this way. As we kick off 2027, Sarah McBride, a trans woman, is still in Congress, fighting the good fight. She's out there being a fucking role model for all the trans women in the world. And you know who's not in Congress in 2027? Nancy Mace, the most anti-trans woman, the one who likes to use the slurs for trans women and likes to mention them and say, what is a woman? She's out of a job. Just like you're going to be out of a job. All right, so go ahead. You go be MAGA. You go be anti-trans. And you know what? It doesn't fucking matter because the battle's already been won. All right? The paradigm has already shifted. Trans people were here before your fucking Bible. Okay? And they're going to be here long after your stupid Bible. All right? So fuck you. Bye-bye. There you go. Yeah. All right? All right. Dude, this shit, bro. Right? This shit. It fucking grates on me, boss. Right? But yeah, dude. She is look at what she's reposting, dude. She reposted this that says my parents were right about everything. Rap is demonic, manners matter, being stingy is selfish, flashy often means fake, modern TV is just propaganda. Showing up late is disrespectful. Marriage is work, but it's worth it. Being promiscuous leads to regret. Dude, The Bible and prayer always reveal the answer. Isn't it funny, though, how it says, like, being stingy is selfish until their tax money is going to pay for, like, black people's health care? Then all of a sudden, all the Christians, like, shit themselves. Like, yeah, dude, being stingy is so bad until we're like, yeah, we're going to take your tax money and we're going to fucking have some health care for every. Whoa, no. You're not taking my tax money to pay for somebody's education? Oh, fuck you, boss. Oh, there's starving people. You're not feeding hungry people with my tax money, right? My tax money will only feed, like, hefty Christian girls. Dude, let's go. Oh, shit. Dude, yeah, screw these guys, boss. Okay? And look at that, dude. She follows Riley Gaines. She follows Candace Owens. Dude, she's a bigot. Dude, yeah, I've always found her annoying, okay? Right? And now what are they doing with her?
And I was like, oh, shouldn't have said that. And I didn't say a word.
Dude, right? It's just so weird, guys. Right? It's so weird that like I mean, guys, it's like really crazy when you think about it. The President of the United States. Okay? Now, hear me out. Even if you are a president who's super biblical, okay? And say you're a president who doesn't believe, yeah, that clip was dumb. But say you're a president who's super biblical, you're super programmed, and you believe that gay people are, whatever, demonic, and trans people are whatever. If you're the president, it's still your job to protect those people and to make sure those people are safe and cared for, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is still your job as the President of the United States to care for everybody in the country, including the people you don't like, right? Or you think are living wrong or whatever, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could ostensibly be a racist president, fine, whatever, but your job is to function like a president that still represents all the races with fucking vigor, okay? You could be an anti-trans president, but you still have to make trans people feel safe. You still have to protect them and care for them as your constituents. And we have a president right now that literally goes out and makes a presidential speech behind the presidential seal, guys. And he attacks transgender people. He belittles them. He shames them. He shames the people who show them compassion. And he tries to weaponize anger against them and distrust against them in other Americans, and which is a form of encouraging violence and abuse towards them. Like, guys, that is like the most abusive thing I've seen. Like, even if you roll back to the racist presidents of like the 1920s, they didn't go up and make presidential speeches denigrating people of color. I mean, they did in the South, right? Where they were racist KKK motherfuckers, like the governors of Alabama, but the president didn't do that shit. And that's what our president is doing, guys. Like, that's fucked up. That is like so sad. That is so sad. You know? You know what I mean? It's so sad. And the last thing I will say about this is I feel bad for the black women playing in the WNBA. Okay? And the reason why I feel bad for the black women playing in the WNBA is because A, when black women started getting into athletics, they were accused of having a biological advantage, the same way that these anti-trans people are accusing trans women. And they were prevented, and that was used as a reasoning to try and keep them segregated. And now that Sophie is this MAGA icon, a bunch of bigots are going to now like get involved in the WNBA because they have a bigot on their side. But like all of the black women are going to bear the brunt of that bigotry. Like the extra bigots that go to the NBA games, they'll be felt by the black women in the fucking, you know what I'm saying? They'll be felt by the black women in the fucking, in you know, even if they don't say anything, the black women will feel it. They can feel the energy. They can feel when they're in a room with bigotry. They fucking know it. They can clock that shit, man. You know? You know what I mean? And it's fucking, yeah, it's fucking wild, man. You know? All right. But dude, we'll cover Jack Reacher tomorrow because I'm going to go make some videos. It's time to dance, guys. It is dance party time. I did go a little bit longer. I've been going we went an extra half hour, and we'll get to the Jack Reacher. That one's not super timely. We don't necessarily need him. We got plenty for videos. But man, you're sad at the state of things. I am too, Tony. I am sad at the state of things too. I feel you. But guys, stay like go through what you need to go through. Feel your sadness, feel it wearing on you, but then find your way back to hope. Because I believe that like this shit coming out in the open is like, it's important. Like we gotta see it. We gotta let these people be emboldened, and we gotta let them think they fucking, you know, because guys, let me just tell you, you're hearing it now, especially with the transgender issues. Right? You have people like 𝗏𝗡𝗙𝗍𝗍, and, you know, everybody says it's an 80-20 issue, guys. Oh, you know, trans sports is an 80-20 issue. But guys, slavery was once an 80-20 issue. Women not voting was an 80-20 issue. Segregation was an 80-20 issue. Being approving of spousal rape and having it not be a crime was an 80-20 issue. Beating your kids was an 80-20 issue. Okay? Allowing men to be rapey at work and not ever report it was an 80-20 issue. So, like, shit changes. Okay? It's not always going to be 80-20 issues, especially when it's disingenuous. So, take heart, okay? It's just, we're going to have to fight for it, okay? So feel sad, let it wear on you, feel overwhelmed, don't deny that shit, and then fucking process it, get healthy, and then get back in the fight, all right? Because we're winning this shit, okay? Believe me when I say, we're winning this shit, dude. You want to see my Sophie Cunningham? That's my Sophie Cunningham. I can do it too. Fuck her, dude. Let's go. Oh, shit. All right. Yeah, she's MAGA. She has been outed as MAGA. Dude, You know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to seeing if her basketball playing starts getting really bad. Right? That would be awesome. All right, you ready? Let's go, baby. We're getting a little deja vu. Off to the pool. Let's go. That sounds amazing. All right. Here we go. I'm going to cut a rug. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the love. You are not alone. We are not alone. We're going to get this shit. Let's go. Come on, baby. Dude, the late shift is almost over. Thank you again for fucking amazing night. Thank you to YouTube for, like, my videos have been doing pretty good for the last couple days. I've been pretty happy about that. Thank you, YouTube. It's always better when things are going good. I'm in love with everything. I'm in love. I'm in love with everything but me. Yeah, yeah. But me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You, I love you. Yeah, 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 yeah. I love you. All right, guys. Thank you. Take care of yourselves. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. In the meantime, stay radiant. Good night.
want to change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't want to hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. It's about you. I would never be